All I see is special segment. I have no idea what this is.
So I have an announcement to make.
Brought cinnamon rolls.
Yeah. Yes, but that's because our family is growing.
Congratulations.
There's, bun in the oven. But Elias, I'm going to put two on your plate.
Oh, no.
Would you like to know why I'm putting 2 cinnamon rolls on your plate there?
No way.
Mr. Johnson? I'll give you 2 as well, Taylor.
Oh, no. Are you serious?
We're having twins.
Okay, this is big news because I knew about the one.
I know, I've been hiding it from you this whole time.
Oh my God.
I spilled the beans to Taylor a couple weeks ago on accident, but...
Okay, as long as it was an accident. I'm so happy. I've been giving you a hard time for the last year.
I know.
Because your sister just had a baby last year.
Yes.
And, I've been like, come on, you need a cousin to play with Sabrina. And wow, you've...
So we've really
upped the ante.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you're eating for 2, so I feel like you should have these.
Technically, I'm actually eating for 3.
Well, you have 4 then.
I'm good. So I'm very thankful for these 2 because, with pregnancy comes the ups and downs of morning sickness and things, and you guys have been very kind to me, so I really appreciate it.
Well, I don't know what it's like to have an apartment for 2 being rented, so I don't know what you're going to go through, but we got your back.
It's going to be a ride.
We are very excited for this journey for you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Adam. Wow. Double trouble.
Surprise.
I love it. That's very special. Congratulations.
Thank you. February 2020.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
If we make it that long, I don't know, twins, I don't know what's in store. We'll see.
Wow. This is so cool. I had no idea. That is so cool.
Fun, right?
Welcome back, everybody. Okay, this is a problem. I should not be anchoring this show on Fridays anymore because you keep bringing the sweetest dogs in, and all I want is a dog now. Oh my goodness, who is this?
This is Albert. He's one of the forest dogs that we trapped up in Stevens State Forest, or down in Stevens State Forest.
So you remember that there were how many dogs?
17.
17 dogs, and this is finally one who's in
57.
There you go. All the flavors.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you give us a quick update on what's happening at your shelter with the quarantine dogs?
Our back half that has our normal dogs in it. Well,
the dogs that you had before these dogs
the dogs
came in.
before the... we still have 30 of them quarantined in our lobby, so that's why we can't use the front door.
Okay, hindsight is, 2020, but now that you've been through all this, would you have changed anything the way that what happened, how you proceed?
Closest and isolate them until we get the results back. So
I guess it's a lesson you didn't want to have to learn, but
no, but every day you learn something new, and it's a time to learn and grow, and it's a time for our state to learn more about this disease. So.
So we have been talking about this all week long. It's that great game day beer sign. Well, the story just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Hannah Landgraf, who is here with Anna Wim Housing, which is a local nonprofit that helps people with affordable housing. So first of all, thank you so much for being here, Hannah.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us what Anna Wim Housing is and what you do.
Yeah, we are a local...
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Michael Keener, and we are here to talk about an upcoming event with someone who has a little bit of star power.
That's right. On Tuesday, John Lloyd Young, he was the Tony...
Sabrina, cover your ears because Kelsey Chavez has a couple of really cool events that, well, you could go.
I can go. I just can't participate.
Boy, are you going to be on Temptation Island. Kelsey is with the Iowa chapter of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and there are 2 events coming up that, to preview and touch a little bit on what, for folks that don't know what cystic fibrosis is.
Yes, genius.
So when I think of cystic fibrosis, I've seen stories of the kids who wear those. They're almost like something you would think at like a radiology office, a chest that shakes, right, to break up the mucus.
Correct.
And I believe they tell me that type of equipment is very expensive as well. And it's something that's long-term they have to use.
Yeah. More about cystic fibrosis and what the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation does. Where should we go? Where should we direct them?
You can visit our local chapter website at
Kelsey, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So have fun tonight, Halloween, and then get your tickets. They're going fast for...
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Shelby Patterson and Carolyn Bradley, who are here with the... Okay, so it's the big fake DSM Wedding Expo. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. Now, when you think fake wedding expo, we're not talking I mean, you're talking about like actual fake weddings.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So tell us about what this is and how it's kind of different than some of the other big wedding expos that happen.
So we're going to have more of a schedule of events. We'll have a classics.
Really see what it would look like if you use that vendor. So how many vendors are you able to showcase? Because when you go to a wedding expo, sometimes there are 7 caterers or 11 different bridal, people who make bridesmaid dresses or whatever it may be.
Correct. Well, we're a lot.
Are you trying to drive people to have their weddings at the event center?
Yes. We started.
Okay, now one of the big things that I love to do when I go to wedding expos is taste the cake. So will there be cake tasting while we're there?
Yes, we'll have 2 different caterers to sample.
To this, what do they need to know? How much does it cost? And when should they come? Do they need to be there all day for both weddings?
So they should check out our Facebook event.
So 6:43, the dog days of summer are over, but that doesn't mean the celebration of your best friends, from dogs to cats and whatever, everything else you may have.
That's right.
We are joined now by Kathy Erickson, who's with the Great Midwest Pet Expo, to talk about the 20th anniversary event.
Can't believe 20 years has gone by. We started
For that?
No, everybody's there. They've got a booth. They've
Something for everybody.
Yes. Let's Go Donkey Rescue is here, and we've got a brand new baby miniature donkey that's going to be there. And everybody's. It's going to be the selfie central, I think, of the whole show.
Well, what's nice is you have folks to tell people how to care for these animals too, right? I mean,
Definitely.
You want people to be successful, and
IowaPetExpo.com.
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Shane Keisner, who is here with the group Des Moines Pub Crawl, and we're talking about the Halloween pub crawl. It's called the Monster Mash and Costume Crawl. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us, Sabrina.
Okay, so this is the opportunity. If you want to get out and get in that costume, and you are way too old to trick or treat, but you're 21 and you can get into a pub, now's your chance.
That's right.
You transport people from place to place?
We do. We do provide bus transportation from each bar to the next bar, and then back again to the original starting point at the keg stand at the end of the night.
Okay, and keg stand's not far from us. Why do you think it's important events? They're so silly, but it's so fun.
It is.
How do you pick the bars?
We have some bars that we've worked with, but we try to find bars that we...
$5 per person, and that does include the transportation. How do we get tickets? How do we sign up? Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Amara Huffine, who is here with the Susan G. Komen Foundation, talking about the walk that's happening this weekend. Amara, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so talk to us a little bit before we get into the logistics of the walk. For those people at home, everyone knows what the Susan G. Komen Foundation does, but can you just kind of give us a little 30-second elevator speach?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So what is this walk all about this weekend?
This walk is all about...
So, why get rid of the Race for the Cure? Why make a change? What needed to happen?
Sure.
So tell us how to get involved. And welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Eric Prosperi. It rhymes, kind of. But,
got it.
When we are here to talk about Wow Des Moines Tours. So originally, Eric was coming on our show to talk about a haunted dinner coming up. But it's sold out because it was so popular in the time that we scheduled him to come on and the time that this interview happened.
Yeah, it's an exciting event.
So why don't you tell us what Wow Des Moines Tours is in the first place?
For sure.
When you say pizza, you can get such a wide spectrum of pizza in Des Moines, too. So it's so interesting to open people's minds. And then also, you don't just give them the food when you take them into all these neighborhoods.
Right. Well,
haunted dinner that you are having on the 26th.
Yeah.
This is your first time ever having a catered event where people are coming to you.
Yeah.
But again, that's sold out.
Yeah.
So tell us how we can...
So there are haunted houses that you can go visit. But how many of those actually take place in an actual haunted structure? Well, here's your chance, everybody.
We are here now with Will Conkle, who is with the CNH Paranormal Team and caretaker of the Farrar Schoolhouse. Okay, talk to us about what the heck is going on here. This sounds scary and spooky.
This is a little much just from what I'm hearing, but this is an actual documented haunted schoolhouse in Maxwell?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. So, was there any tragedies that ever happened in this document?
No tragedies.
Do you have people jumping out of hallways scaring people, or is this like real?
No, this is real.
Cool.
We kind of have a rule that we don't purposely scare people.
Well, when you don't
They're
have
just
to.
going to get scared anyway.
They'll get there on their own.
Thanks, Will.
Yes.
How fun. I mean, fun, spooky, I don't know.
Yeah.
Very fitting for this
Everybody's
time of year.
definition of fun is different. So for those folks that, this is unique. I'll give you that. That's for sure.
All right,
Thank
more ahead.
you. With your friends and family, pick out a board game. And if you need some new ideas, because there's always some new ones coming out, we have quite the event for you.
Alexi Dawson joins us now on the Davenport talking about a very fitting name. It's called the Cardboard Caucus. We're talking about board games, though. Alexi, thank you so much for being here. What is this event coming up, and these are board games they've never even heard of.
Well, cardboard
Games to try out or to buy, or is it a little bit of everything?
Well, it's a little bit of
some. Now, when I say I've never heard of any of these games, you were not surprised because so many new games are created every single year.
Right. There's about
my goodness.
It's that time of year. Harvest is here. What about this unique game over here, Wingspan? This is a little. As far as price points go, and you said you have strict rules at your house with your kids. You leave the game pieces where they are. My kids need to learn that rule. We love playing board games, though, and I mean, some of them can be very expensive.
That's true.
But there's different price points for everybody, right? I mean, that's
right.
You just don't really think about that until maybe you go to one of these conventions and hear about it.
Right. Well, right.
Okay, wonderful. Now, in a time when people are so connected to this, and all these kids are always watching videos, why is it important to be able to have access to board games and to do something that creates more interpersonal connections?
To do this.
Yes, we're coming into the year where.
Welcome back, everyone. Joining us now is Aaron Coleman here with the Des Moines Choral Society's 40th anniversary. It's an event at No Chain, downtown Des Moines. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Okay, so tell us what the Des Moines Choral Society is.
The Des Moines Choral.
Aaron, how many people are how many, like, this is a huge, it's all volunteers, right?
Yes, it's all volunteers.
And to come to this, I mean, you're at this event at Noche on Monday night.
Correct.
How many people are you expecting to be there?
We'd really like to see as many people there as we can get.
It's such a fun venue.
Yeah, it's a great venue, and this is a very unique event because...
So give us an idea of what kind of music we can expect while we're there as well.
Typically, the piece that will be working, we start fairly early, and it's a little trying at first, but it's great fun to be in the room to hear the pieces just get better each week. And so we'll be doing primarily that piece, and then our...
Okay, wonderful. So give us some logistics, Aaron. We really appreciate your time. Good luck.
6:11. So it's that time of year where you're thinking about the holidays and people. A lot of good opportunities for part-time employment, full-time employment, and there are people out there still looking for work, even though we do have really low unemployment.
So Matthew Chapman with Remedy Staffing is here. Thank you so much for being with us so early in the morning.
Oh, not a problem.
Okay, so you have a spooky way of people getting jobs, but it's not really spooky. It's just perfectly timed.
That's right. That's right. So this Thursday we're having...
So with unemployment really low, I know there's a lot of competition for employers right now. I hear they're offering big incentives for people to come on board. What is it like? What is the current situation with employment?
Oh boy, it's really rough.
In 30 seconds or less. So what kind of job opportunities are available if they come to this event?
So if they come to Remedy Staff...
It's all about that. It could lead to the next big thing, too.
Exactly.
I know. It's start with you. So when people come to this event, do you want them, dress like they're ready for interviews, bring resumes? What do you want people to bring?
Do you want them in Halloween costumes?
Yeah, would be great. All of the staff, yes, that's our goal.
So you want resumes as well, though, if they can bring those?
That would be great. We also help people if they don't have them.
That's what's...
Yeah, we really appreciate it, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for helping people get jobs. That's really important.
That's what we do.
Hasn't changed it at all. So when I first got into this race, for me, it was just this incredible honor and opportunity to get out and talk to people about what's broken, how to fix it, and to start to build a grassroots movement to make it happen.
Senator Elizabeth Warren is the perceived frontrunner in Iowa right now, making her the target for attacks from opponents. We sat down to talk about whether that rise has changed her campaign. A big thank you to Senator Warren for taking the time to chat. We sit down with the Speaker-elect of the Iowa House next. The Iowa House, he says, as Speaker, he wants to handle the Republican caucus like he handled the budget. Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Genevieve Dean, who is here with the Never Settle Coalition. And there is It's a national movement, and the launch event is here in Iowa on Thursday. Genevieve, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so to get started, what is the Never Settle Coalition? This is something that people are just now learning about.
Well, we're just launching.
How are you going to do that? How do you take the steps to empower women?
So really what we have seen in the focus groups and the studies that we have done is that a lot...
For so many reasons, and it's so wonderfully helpful to have other people and other resources there to push you.
Exactly.
So what is this event on Thursday all about?
So the event on Thursday is really just a celebration.
The event does require an RSVP.
It does require an RSVP.
We'll pull up that. Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Hannah Landgraf, who is here with Anawim Housing. So to get started, please, Hannah, tell us what Anawim Housing is, and then we're going to talk about a really neat way people can learn more.
Yeah, Anawim Housing is a leading provider of affordable housing here in Des Moines and all across the state, and we also focus on...
That is really neat, and so you have an opportunity coming up tomorrow on how people can see it firsthand.
Yeah, so a couple times a year we have a...
Wonderful. It's such an important opportunity. How much of an importance is this in our community?
I would say it's the most important. You know, at Anawim we talk about how home is everything, and so we...
And they don't have a bed to sleep in at night. It's awful.
Exactly.
So how can people sign up for the home tour, and do they have to be signed up before they come?
We would love...
Chilly weather. You know, and I'm not talking the forecast. I'm talking food, the good old-fashioned chili, and luckily we have something that, with a cause, that you can participate in.
Tina Beckman joins us, the COE of Five Monkeys Inc., talking about the Empty Bowls Chili Cook-Off, and it's coming up this weekend.
It is. Saturday at 1717 Brewing. I've partnered and donated them, and then they will go to the chili cook-off, and then...
That is nice, and so they
I
get
might
to
have
choose,
made that one.
right?
Yes.
That's beautiful. And the idea is they take it home, and what do you hope the idea would be?
Just a reminder that, I mean, we could hold hundreds of these every
chili cook-off.
Yes.
So it's happening on Saturday. Do people need to sign up? What time do they need to be arriving with chili? All that jazz.
The participants, we could probably accept a few more if people feel like throwing their hat in the ring. We'd certainly take it.
But you're looking more for people to go and consume the chili and participate.
And yes, and so then the ticket is $20.
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Aaron Barker, who is here with the Des Moines Gamer Symphony Orchestra. Aaron, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sabrina.
Okay, so I'm so intrigued. What is the Des Moines Gamer Symphony Orchestra?
The Des Moines Gamer...
Gosh, how fun. So how long has this been around?
I just started it this year. We had our first concert in June, and we had a lot of fun. We had over 50... We had 50...
I'm not really a video gamer, but obviously, you know, I played Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, exactly. You're going to recognize some of these songs. Yeah, I'm sure. We played the famous ones, but I also want to be sure to spotlight some more less-known games. So there's a website called VGO Score. A fellow named Andres Soto in...
Musical thing that I didn't even know existed. Okay, now, it's free.
It is a free
So if you head east, pretty much straight east out of the metro before you get to Prairie City, you'll find one of the most pristine, beautiful places in our entire state, really in the Midwest. It's the Neil Smith Wildlife Refuge.
So joining us now is Jim Johnson. Jim, thank you so much for being here. You are a member of the board, and you have been volunteering with the Neil Smith Wildlife Refuge for a long time.
Yes, actually, since it started and
survive, it needs more volunteers like people who have been as dedicated as you've been.
Thank you. Yeah, we do need volunteers.
Ask you, what does a volunteer do on a daily basis, and is it a daily thing? Is it a weekly commitment? Is it whatever you want to put into it?
Yeah, one of the important things about the open house is that we're going to try to
click on the event tomorrow and how people can learn more about it.
For all of you who don't recall, last year, or was that earlier this year?
It was earlier this year in the spring.
So Elias Taylor and I participated in the Fight for Air Climb. That's where we donned all of that gear, the firefighter gear, and we took to climb like dozens and dozens of stairs. So Heather Johnson is here with the American Lung Association, and that's why we do the Fight for Air Climb, is to raise awareness about lung disease.
Yes, so we climbed
this lovely stair climber and climbed the rest of the interview.
Wow.
And we're just going to figure out exactly how out of breath we can get. Your head's cut off.
It's better.
It's a little...
He's losing the jacket, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry.
Yes.
To be a fit to climb, because we've been through it. I mean, it takes a lot of
It was exhausting.
Is this exhausting?
Not yet.
But no, also to sign up and to raise money, because that's the whole point.
Yeah, so registering is very easy. You just go to fightforairclimb.org/Des Moines, and you can sign up for fighter teams like you guys experienced last year.
Yes, we were with the Johnston Grimes Fire Department, and we were in full firefighter gear. Okay, so how does this compare?
It does.
No, keep going.
Okay, sorry. Legs are beginning to feel it a little bit, but nothing like what we had to deal with. I remember one part of our climb in the spring was it was hot.
It was hot.
In those suits, so that's a fact.
Can't control the air temperature, especially in the firefighting gear.
Yeah.
And we wore packs. I mean, and part of what we're doing, and not only raising awareness about lung cancer, is also raising awareness about what these firefighters do.
Yes. Yeah. And that's important for the Fight for Air Climb, not only because they want to be able to prove they can, accomplish this feat in their gear, but because firefighters are at a higher risk for lung disease and lung cancer.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, and so we put all this gear on, and
it's the 2020 Fight for Air Climb in November.
Okay, so tell us one more time, when is it, and how do people sign up? And thank you so much, Heather, for recommend giving it a try. It was an eye-opening experience for us.
Yeah.
And a lot of fun.
And a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Elias didn't finish, but we don't need to talk about that. He's not here. So he had an ACL issue. It's not his fault.
No comments. No. Can I stop?
Okay, you can stop now. We're going to take a short break, everyone. We have lots more ahead. Heather, thank you very much for being here. Good morning, Iowa. Welcome back on your Tuesday morning. Let's take a look at what's trending in your... Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Katie Merriman and David Kilpatrick, Merriman and David Kilpatrick, and we are here to talk about a wonderful anniversary celebration of the Des Moines Playhouse, 100 years.
That's right.
Yeah. Both of you, thank you so much for being here.
Our pleasure.
How are we celebrating this iconic organization that has done so much for our community?
Referred to as constituents. So many people that we are part of the community playhouse. And that as such, we wanted to make sure we had an event that could accommodate everyone.
Okay, so what are we doing, Katie?
So on Friday night, we are hosting the Ultimate Cast Party.
I mean, the shows that the Playhouse has done, I mean, that's a whole spectrum
Yeah,
of shows.
so I'm sure it's easy to say, well, wait, why not this show? But we tried to pick the ones that we thought everyone would enjoy, and we have a new group of emerging artists who are, it's been really exciting.
But if you consider, we've done over 9...
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Ben Johnson, and it is officially cold outside, and it's really starting to feel like the holiday season is approaching, even if we are more than a month and a half away. But it's time to talk about Christmas presents, and you, Ben, have an incredible way to not only purchase Christmas presents, get into the holiday spirit, but also give back to locally and the world.
Yes. So this weekend at Gloria Day Lutheran Church in...
So are these 22 humanitarian groups right here in Des Moines?
No, we have some in Des Moines, so like Many Hands Thrift, Dorothy's House, Freedoms of some really cool handmade ornaments, and I think this is the one you chose.
This is so neat. Look,
all right,
I mean,
so
you can literally see at the back of it, you can see all these little...
Funding will go to that organization that's helping empower these people to get out of poverty, helping free women from human trafficking, helping get kids great causes.
How did you come up with this, and how did you get all these people together?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of started with us just thinking of like, it's hard for these organizations to get a platform to really showcase what they do. So we thought, hey, what if we just start contacting some of them, and then it just snowballed from there, and all of a sudden we ended up with 22 participants this year, and this is just the first year, so next year we're hoping to have plenty more to go around.
How special is that? That's really neat. Okay, give us the logistics one more time.
Okay, so it's this.
Welcome back, everyone. It is Election Day here in our state, and it is a very important day to make sure that you are practicing your civic duty. And so joining me now is the Polk County Auditor, that is Jamie Fitzgerald. Mr. Fitzgerald, thank you so much for being here. Happy Election Day. Give us the stats. How are things going? We are halfway through the day. Well, maybe a quarter of the way through the day by now. For people at home, tell them what a revenue purpose statement is.
The revenue purpose statement is actually authorized by the state as the penny sales tax.
Okay.
And you're not increasing the tax on yourself. It's just the school district has to spell out how they're spending your...
Move it in order for them to spend the dollars.
They have to be...
So, you said that 12,000 doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're at 17,000 and you're only 4 hours in, what does that put us on? How does that put us on track compared to other years?
Well, like I said, historically it's usually about 6.
Or has that been more so this year than in previous elections?
We've been door knocked at our house a lot more than previous years, and we've got a lot of mail.
Now, Polk County's changed this year in how they intake people when they come to the polls.
Sure.
This year, it's a computer system. Talk to us real quick about that.
We have an iPad system. If you don't have it, we still want you to participate. You'll vote a provisional ballot. You'll put it in an envelope as opposed to in the machine. Then you'll have a couple days after the election to bring the needed information to us.
Okay, and then you just bring your ID with you, and then you can drop it off at the auditor's office.
If you voted provisionally, yes.
If you vote provisionally. Okay, wonderful. And polls close at 8 o'clock tonight?
8 o'clock tonight.
When do you think we'll get results?
Starting at 8.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. We know how busy you are today. Between the top two, joining me tonight with some reaction from election night and also how to move forward is the current mayor of Des Moines, Frank County, longest serving mayor in the city's history. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for asking us.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, what was your reaction?
Well, we knew it was going to be a tough race. And
Now, this isn't your first time in a runoff, but it's been a few years.
True.
So what do you do from here until December 3rd?
Well, you've got to just keep the momentum going. You've got to get them with businesses, working with neighborhoods. What makes Des Moines a great place to want to live, to work, to raise a family, and how do we all work together to create it? And it's been a lot of fun doing it. We look forward to continuing that.
Now, of the people who did not vote for you, that would, if all of those votes were to go together, that would win. So what is your reaction to knowing that so many people would not have continued to have you as the mayor?
We need to know that, and they need to know that I'm out there all the time. We're working for them. We want to know what they need, and we're going to try to deliver. And that's what we did with the local option sales tax.
Now, a lot of the things that you mentioned were things that cost money, but then you just at the very end mentioned lowering property taxes, and that's a complaint I hear a lot from people who live in the city of Des Moines, is our taxes are just so high. So what can be done about that?
You know, we also want to support all the other neighborhoods and get their values in their properties. I mean, because that's, you know, as you look at life, that's
put their head at night.
That's exactly right.
Mayor County, thank you so much. We will continue to follow your race, and we'll look forward to December 3rd.
Appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
We'll take a welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Pat Reinhardt. With both of you, thank you so much for being here. Breaking down the local election that just happened on Tuesday night. So, first of all, I want to get into your biggest takeaways, but can you react to the Des Moines mayoral race and also the city council races within Des Moines that are going to a runoff? Were you surprised by that? And what do you think that means for the big city of Des Moines?
Sure. I mean, I was texting my friends all throughout the night once I started seeing the returns come back from the Des Moines mayoral race and seeing that Jack Hatch was in the lead for a good chunk of the night.
See, I take a little bit of a different take on that. You know, you got Jack Hatch and you've got Frank County, who've both got very large names in Des Moines. They have very large in a finish on top, and who is going to finish second. So,
and it was by.
It wasn't by a lot of votes.
They both had 43% once you start to once you round up or round down.
Right.
Okay. So, what were your other big takeaways? Well, actually, first, do you think that a runoff is a good idea?
I think a runoff is a great idea. I think we need 15% of the vote, and certainly no mandate.
It makes it a little more complicated in some of these city council races where you've got, you know.
Okay. Now, what were your other big takeaways from the night? What were the themes you saw across the state of Iowa and around the metro?
Sure. I mean, I'll get started. I mean, on the Republican side, it's
supposed to be nonpartisan races.
They are, but by most intents and purposes, we kind of know the backgrounds of a lot of people who are running, and then a lot of the policies that they then talk about and push. Local stuff, it's not as, you know, ideological driven, the issues that they're dealing with on city councils, but some of that does get in there a little bit.
It can. I think realistically, the big fear that I have more than anything as a city council, it's concerning to me that we might actually bring partisan vitriol into our councils, which are really there to help people get variances to build fences, build pools, build a shed in the backyard. So it gets kind of at a city level.
School boards, though, we've had some issues over the years of whether or not it's fair contracts for teachers.
Absolutely. But do you think that the kind of the climate that's happening across the country is playing into making these races more partisan?
I mean, part of, I think, will certainly tell you, well, hey, all these Republicans ended up endorsing all these Republican Democrats engaged in these races in a big way because they see, especially in these suburbs, that things are moving to the left. And that's what they did. They flipped, I think it was 13 seats throughout Polk County, mostly centered in the suburbs from someone with a Republican background to a Democratic background.
That's actually, I think, inaccurate. I think they won 13 seats. But if you actually look at the seats, the same thing happens in Ankeny, where you have Jim McKenna, who'd been on the Ankeny City Council for a long time, also a registered Democrat. So he'll be replaced by a Democrat. So in a lot of cases, you have Urbandale, there were 3 retiring Republicans, and 2 Democrats took 2 of the 3 seats. So I don't think it was quite...
That was where some of them were at.
We are very bad on the Republican side about recruiting and training people in school board races. It's just not something that a lot of our candidates get into. Now, at a city level, it was a smaller number, I think.
And part of the big reason why...
Yeah, they can absolutely move up. All right, well, gentlemen, thank you very much for the conversation. Pat's going to stick around. In a couple minutes, we're going to talk about the LJ dinner that happened last week, so stick with us. Welcome back, everyone. We are still with Pat Reiner, breaking down the LJ dinner. Pat, what were your biggest takeaways? You were there with your whole team.
Sure, yeah, quite a few. No, I mean, it's the biggest event yet of the Democratic cycle. It's probably going to be the biggest one until the caucus, and what we saw were campaigns come to show.
Okay, so talk to me about Sanders and Biden's crowd, though, because Sanders didn't have anyone inside, and Biden had just one section.
Right, so Sanders is doing what he's been doing for a lot of this cycle, which is he is focused on the far left in the party and does not try to reach out too much to the broader party. They had in
polls, too.
It is.
They've never voted before.
It very much is. Want them to.
What was your reaction to Beto dropping out right before the event started?
Yeah, I don't think that went over too well with some of the staff and some of the volunteers that had flown in for that. It's one of those things.
What do you see as being the next to drop out?
I mean, Castro has reduced his staff in some other states, and I think, that's one to look at.
Okay. What do you want people at home to understand when they see massive events like this happening in Iowa?
I mean, overall, I think it's good for the Democratic Party here in the state to show all this excitement and enthusiasm.
It was production.
Well, and I was reading back in a story that the 2007 JJ dinner, the big Obama breakout thing, like I thought that was huge. That was 7,000 or 8,000. This was 13,000 people.
People are engaged, though, because there are so many candidates?
Yeah, it could be, and I think...
So looking ahead to February, if you think that it's down really to Warren and Buttigieg for the top 2, what does that look like for winning caucus night? Because they do bring completely different crowds.
They do to a certain extent. I mean, both of them I think, are doing well at building out a broader coalition in the party. Like, it's not just all former Bernie people or former Hillary people.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah. Klobuchar, Harris, and Booker. Klobuchar had quite the turnout. And Harris, she took up 2 full sections. Yeah. That was a rowdy group. She had people in from Chicago. She had people from all over the country.
Yeah, no, a number of these senators have large operations in the state and seem to have, and Buttigieg is the one who's shown that he will go barnstorm across the state a lot.
Okay, well, that would really... put a wrench in things.
Yes, it would.
Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate the conversation as always. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. National politics took center stage in Iowa last weekend at the Liberty and Justice celebration in downtown Des Moines. We'll take a short break, but up next we give you in-depth analysis. What are the implications of this big event? Thank you so much for joining us here on This Week in. Just because it's going to be cold outside does not mean that you cannot learn something new.
There's no farming going on right now, right?
Wrong. Jenny Quiner is here, and she is with Dog Patch Urban Gardens. And do you have a way to introduce people to what urban farming is all about?
Yeah, that's right. So this Sunday...
And get them onto your property and show them what it's all about.
I truly think it allows people to...
So normally these greens we get, they come from other places. They come from down south. We consume most of those veggies from other people. You think it would help out? Maybe is it more cost effective to do it here locally, even though maybe you can't do it as large scale? Maybe you can, though.
Yeah, I mean, we can sell 100 pounds of greens a week. So we
That's a lot of greens.
Of just transport. And you think about the fossil fuels that we're using. If you come to our farm stand, it's literally traveling feet from harvest to your hands. So there's a lot of benefits.
So how can people get involved? How many people are you inviting to your property?
So this practical farm...
into whatever space you have.
Exactly.
Is the idea.
Yeah, and that's what's been eye-opening about our farm is we're on less than a quarter acre of what we're actually growing. And we produced 8,000 pounds of food last year. So you don't need a ton of space to grow yourself some food.
That's really impressive. And you even have like little areas that can cultivate in the winter.
Yeah, so we have a high tunnel, which is essentially like a greenhouse that's not heated. So we'll definitely have product through Christmas, and we may even push it a little bit longer.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I'm sure you are as well. RSVP and check it out. You might get some really cool tips for the next growing season as well for you, so thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Not hit the lottery for what's coming in the weather department, though.
Onward and upward, though. Joining us on the couch for a very special announcement is the CEO of the Iowa Lottery, Matt Strawn. What's the buzz about? You got some big news this morning.
Well, good. Everybody maybe doesn't realize that part of that money goes right back into our communities here in Iowa. So
talk to us about where this money is going. When people are buying that ticket, they, as you mentioned, aren't thinking that they're actually benefiting someone. They've got a few
They're thinking of dreams.
To buy those tickets.
Thinking of a warm place to go on a day like this morning. Yeah.
Recent record jackpots and getting us over there. I mean, was it a huge shot in the arm? Eventually, you think you would have gotten there anyway, but how big were those record Powerball jackpots that just had everybody playing?
No, that's a great question. A perfect example of jackpots we've seen, but also over the years, the lottery has come a long way from that first $1 scratch, match, and win ticket that was sold at the State Fair in August of 1985. So,
for people at home, help them understand how big of an ordeal the Iowa Lottery is. You do so much, and it's such a monstrosity of an organization to run.
You know, and it's something Iowans should be proud of, quite frankly. We have 115 Iowans around the state that make the Iowa Lottery work every day. It's about it really is an Iowa story, which is also why we wanted to not just say thank you, but make sure Iowans are aware that
$10
with a B.
With a B.
What would you do with all that?
A couple things.
Couple things, yeah, no kidding. Thank you so much for choosing our spot here to come in and make the big announcement. We appreciate it. Always enjoy responsibly if you're going to go out there and play as always, but another reason to, when you do, you are helping folks out, and it's kind of a special thing. So.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me on.
You bet.
I think I'll go buy a ticket to celebrate.
Your odds are better apparently right now than when there's all the people playing, so little tip there for you. Right into it, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for ending the week with us. I'm Elias Johnson.
And I'm Sabrina Ahmed. 5 o'clock on your Friday, and we have a crash.
But again, one person is confirmed dead after this crash this morning. Happened about a little after 2 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, the person was ejected from the vehicle, so we'll continue to keep you posted as we learn more on that situation this morning. Thanks, Taylor.
Oh, well, you know, Veterans Day is going to be an important day on Monday, but there are ways that if you want to beat the cold and give back to those who give so much for us, there is something happening in Windsor Heights that you can check out.
So Whitney Tucker, who's with the City of Windsor Heights, is joining us now to talk about how you're kicking it all off a little early. Thanks for being with us so early, Whitney.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Okay, so what's happening in Windsor Heights?
Yeah, so
what do the kids get out of this? I mean, you see those, you talk about generation gap, right? Yeah. When you get, especially if you get some World War II, if we're fortunate to have those heroes come in, but just, it's a whole different world that these kids live in now, and it's so important, I imagine, to make sure they understand why we are able to do the things we do in this country.
Yes, you know,
had their story told before.
Yeah, it really will open up
to the older generations into Vietnam and World War II and Korean War. When they get to talk to those kids, I've been on the honor flights before, and one of the more special moments is when the veterans read letters from little kids. There's something very special that's, you can't really explain it, that happens between that generation and the younger kids. It's almost therapeutic for the veterans to be able to talk to them, and if you get a chance to see it, you just sit back and you watch. It's very special.
Yeah, I think they'll have a whole...
and what's for lunch?
It's catering. I don't know exactly what
catering.
It's
going to be good.
You know it'll be good then. Yeah, you know it'll be good.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Around this time of year, we always talk about how important it is to be home for the holidays, right? Be home with your loved ones. Home in general is a pretty special place this time of year.
But imagine not having a home. And that is where Hannah Landgraf comes in. She's the Director of Advancement for Anna Wim Housing. But this time, it's a wonderful organization that helps to empower people who have been homeless get into a new home. But this is a little more of an extension of that Women Empowering Families Thanksgiving event that's coming up this week. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us what this event is all about.
Yes, so every year we...
In the lead up to the Iowa caucuses. A trend in Iowa is continuing to show in the polls as South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg is breaking through as the Democratic frontrunner here in our state. This is the second poll.
You know, we are a busy music scene during the spring, summer months. You know, we have huge festivals, and while you may let your guard down and think we're done, I got news for you. We got something else big coming up.
Jordan Malin joins us now. He's the program coordinator for the Des Moines Music Coalition. Think 80-35 over
that's
4th
us.
of July weekend. But you have something else to offer, not just 80-35, but also the GDP Music Festival.
Yeah, we're excited about.
Obviously, the big issue this time of year would be weather. You never know if it's going to have 8 inches of snow out or if it's going to be nice.
It's really good.
We'll be indoors.
You'll be indoors.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
I mean, it's still a festival.
And, you know, they're all hoping to get their big break and to be able to do this for a living.
Yeah,
I know
for sure,
most of these people have other jobs, you know,
a lot of them
regular
do, but a lot of them.
The qualifications in order for them to be a part of this, do they need to be from Iowa? Do they need to live here? Do they need to work here?
It's an all Iowa showcase, so or have a good show and just celebrate it. So we've done our best to make tickets affordable. So you can go to DesMoinesMC.com.
Evans with Historic Valley Junction is in. We've been having a conversation. What is this event
tonight?
called tonight? I know it's an annual celebration, but what's happening in Historic Valley Junction tonight?
Well, we are kicking off the holidays in Historic Valley Junction.
Don't come to Valley Junction often to see what you guys have to offer, because
Place as well, where you can get your hair done and shop, which is like a double-edged sword for my wife.
I was going to say it's kind of a dream come true on my part.
I think it probably depends on who you're talking to.
So, but yes, that's a new store as well in the Junction.
So go rediscover if you haven't been and see what's new and start your shopping if you haven't already.
Great, yes.
All right, so tell us what dates there are for Jingle in the Junction, or Mingling and Jingling in the Junction,
Yes.
if you will.
Mingle and Jingle is tonight starting at 5.
Do we flip the switch?
5:30.
5:30.
Okay, and for people that want to know more about the future events, where do you house all that information?
On our website at valleyjunction.com.
Well, that's easy.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it, Jamie.
Joining me now on the sofa is Justice Edward Mansfield. He's been on the Supreme Court since 2011, been a colleague of Justice Katie since then. Justice Mansfield, first of all, we are so sorry for your loss of not only colleague but friend. And we would love to take some time just to reflect on who Justice Katie was as a human being. So can you tell us first, what was your reaction when you heard the sudden news?
Shocked.
Since the news came on Friday, how have you felt? So give us an idea. We saw the story of the funeral. People painted a picture of him as a jovial man, someone who, while rather serious when being a jurist, he was rather funny and liked to have a good time. How did you know him personally? What did you think who was he?
He was someone that
to work with him in a professional atmosphere.
It was a tremendous experience. I learned so much from him.
And as a friend, you said that he could crack a joke, you'd have a beer with him, but what was he like when you were in social settings? Kind of describe his demeanor for us.
I would say he...
I think that was lost on him, that he was the most powerful judge in the state of Iowa, one of the 50 most powerful, or 51 or so in the country?
I don't think that was something that...
The most important thing would you say that he did in his tenure is not only the Chief Justice, but also a justice on the Supreme Court?
Well, it would be hard to single out one thing. Let me try. And another way, I think, in which he's changed the court is... He has been a very forceful advocate for civil rights, particularly civil rights under the Iowa Constitution. You know, we have a U.S. Constitution, and we have an Iowa Constitution. So that's what I'd say, bringing the courts to the people.
Justice Mansfield, thank you so much for taking your time to share stories about such a wonderful man.
Thank you.
We'll take a short break, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. Joining us now is Rox Laird, an analyst for the Iowa Supreme Court. Rox, in the next segment of our show, we're going to discuss Varnum versus Breen, which, of course, is the case that Justice Katie authored that legalized gay marriage in our state. But first, we want to discuss other cases that Justice Katie was involved in and will have a great impact on our state for many years to come. So to get started, can you just kind of give us an overarching theme? What was Justice Katie like as a chief?
It's really believed that the court needed to tell its story to the public.
So how did that differ from perhaps other past chiefs of the Supreme Court?
Well, I think it really became clear to them that they needed to do that in light of the public vote following the Varnum decision. That
Okay, so when you and I were preparing for this segment, we spoke about three maybe monumental issues that you wanted to be sure that we brought up. So first of all, can you talk to us a little bit about what this case was, why it was so important, and why Justice Cady had such a big impact in it?
Right. So the Cady case has got a lot of attention just because of the issues involved in the
impact could that have? What do you see it doing in the future?
I mean, as the minority justices who dissented in that case said, it could have a huge, that case will have a huge impact.
Okay, the next issue I'd like to talk about is abortion.
Earlier about undue burden on women's rights. And, you know, this is sort of a thread through a lot of his writing, was individual liberties, you know, that were protected against government intrusion.
Now, another issue that isn't necessarily one specific case, but it's multiple cases, and it all has to do with juveniles. Of course, will have an impact on perhaps many juveniles who will come through the court system.
They will get another chance in life.
All right, Roxler, thank you very much for sharing some insights, some facts with us. We really appreciate you being here.
Glad to be here.
We'll take a short break, but coming up, we are joined now by Courtney Reyes, who is the new executive director of One Iowa, here to break down the Varnum versus Breen decision that legalized same-sex marriage in Iowa. Justice Cady, not chief at the time, authored it in 2009. Now, what does this opinion demonstrate? First of all, Courtney.
Justice Cady was an incredible human being. I think that's what the first thing that it really states. But
and what was also said at the memorial service is that he not only wanted it to impact people, but he wanted it to be accessible to them, to be able to read and understand. Why was that so important? So that anyone could pick up this opinion written by a justice of the Supreme Court of Iowa, read it, and grasp what it's telling them.
And I could see myself and my family in those decisions, and that was very, very powerful.
Now, what kind of impact does this case that Justice Cady authored, what kind of impact does he have on the rest of the country? But this was a controversial decision, and while Justice Cady retained his seat, 3 other justices did not. So what kind of implications does this have?
For sure. I believe that when you stand out for equality, you often can be punished for that. And I am so very grateful to those people who said this is the right thing to do, and they believed it in their heart, and it cost them their jobs. Because folks outside of our state dumped a lot of money in justices on the bench.
And we should note that it was a unanimous decision by the Supreme Court of Iowa to legalize same-sex marriage.
Yes.
So what's your message to people sitting at home who think, oh gosh, the Supreme Court justice, the chief of the Supreme Court, he died. It's very sad, but I don't know him. What's your message that you want them to take home? Definitely a call to action that we could feel from the memorial service. Courtney, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks.
We really appreciate your time.
Have a great day.
We'll take a short break, everyone, but we'll switch. Thank you so much for joining us here on This Week in Iowa. I'm Sabrina Ahmed. Mark Cady served on the Supreme Court for 21 years, starting in 1998. He served as Chief Justice. He passed away suddenly in Fort Dodge on November 15th. He had a heart attack. In an emotional goodbye last week at Drake University, family, friends, and colleagues gave tribute to a man who dedicated his life to service. This Week in Iowa's Rachel Droz was there. A trend in Iowa as polls continue to show South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg breaking through as the Democratic frontrunner in our state, and support for Senator Elizabeth Warren dropping nearly 10% in the past month. At the same time, the percentage of likely Democratic caucus goers who do not want Warren to get the nomination jumped up by 5%. This all according to the latest Iowa State University civics poll of likely Democratic caucus goers in Iowa. Mayor Pete takes the lead with 26%. Warren drops to 19%. Support for Senator Bernie Sanders at 18% and former VP Joe Biden at 12% did not change since the last poll in October. Now recall an Iowa poll earlier this week echoed the same sentiment. Buttigieg's current poll number is 16% higher than it was in September. Meanwhile, Buttigieg is on the rise in Iowa, but to put things into perspective, we wanted to show you the national standard. Welcome back, everyone. Ryan Bickle with the Blank Parks who joins us now. And you have a squirrely little friend over here.
Yes, and when prairie dogs went away, because their diet consisted of prairie dogs, the black-footed ferret went away. But some zoos found a population of black-footed ferrets, and they're making you could have as a pet. They're very inquisitive.
I see that. Handle and, touch.
Right, so we want...
why is it important when we have animals that are relatively endangered or possibly even extinct to continue to bring those populations back? That's one of the biggest efforts that the zoo is part of.
Right, so yeah, every animal is important, and we don't want to be a part of our education department.
Right. They're a little big for that.
Right. But they're important to be around, because wouldn't it be a sad thing if rhinos went away?
Absolutely, it sure would. So where can we find Rachel and how? Welcome back, everyone. Jonathan Brendamule joining us now, and we are here to talk about all the wonderful things that Des Moines Performing Arts has coming up, because it's the holiday season. We've got holiday parties. We've got reasons for things that you need to come up with things to do with your family as they're coming into town, and Christmas presents.
That's right. So through the month of December, DMPA has all
21 shows.
21 shows. So if you have a need to get colleagues out.
Also, we want to laugh, but we have so many reasons to be festive.
That's right. That's right. So at the Civic Center, we have Lynn.
Oh, how sweet.
So everybody's sad little Christmas tree that just has the heart to go on, and Snoopy and the gang are all.
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Lisa Wicks, who is here with the Turkey Trot here in Des Moines. Lisa, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so this is the 5th year that the Turkey Trot has happened in downtown Des Moines. Tell us what it is.
So the Turkey Trot is
burning some calories before they devour all of the calories.
Yeah, absolutely.
But why is it fun to have something like this right in the heart of our city?
And having a lot of fun with your family and showing them downtown Des Moines.
Absolutely. Okay, so what are the details? Where do people need to sign up? Do they need to sign up before? Can they sign up day of? Kind of give us that rundown.
Yeah, so...
Okay, and when does the actual turkey trot?
There's something magical happening this time of year. Some people, it's a tradition. Thanksgiving, the holiday is, you head to Wells Fargo Arena and you see basically Disney come to life on the ice.
Katie Maratea joins us now, and she's a performer with Disney on Ice. I had never seen Disney on Ice until last year. Okay. And being able to go and take my then 3-year-old niece and watch the magic that comes to life in their eyes. I mean, this is quite the experience.
Yeah, if you come, you really forget that you're sitting in an arena watching.
So we're surrounded by some of the costumes that performers like Katie will wear. You see you see Tink all the way over there. What's the bumblebee looking one?
So my show is Disney on Ice presents. I wear around 4 different outfits per show.
That's impressive.
And then it can add up to more or less if people are injured or they need you to do something else. So these are meant to fit every single person that could possibly have to wear it, and we all have to know the same stuff and
it all kind of happens like behind at Disney on Ice. So it's really magical. It's such a fun experience. Thank you for sharing with us what happened.
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Anna Eaton with the Animal Rescue League. Anna, who do you have with you today?
I have Twilight Sparkle. Yes, I love her name.
One at home comes in.
Yep.
Now, Anna, as we are heading into the holiday, people always I think that giving an animal would be a great way to celebrate the holidays. But are animals good gifts?
Sometimes these animals as you're volunteering, and then that way, if you're like, yes, this is good. If not, I just think it depends on what you're looking for and how close you are to wanting to find a forever pet.
But buying an animal for somebody else isn't always the best way to go.
No. It's always better to have everybody together for that.
Yes. Now, as far as Sparkle,
Twilight Sparkle.
Twilight Sparkle is concerned, do you think that she would be okay around young kids, or do you think an older home? Temperament, you can tell you can always tell which ones are easygoing and which ones aren't when they take them out of the cage. They have to be in a cage to get here. So,
yep.
All right, wonderful. Now, where do we find you, Anna?
Well, you would find me and Twilight Sparkle at ARL West.
Correct on that one. It's grown like crazy, the Chris Kindle Market.
Yeah, Suzanne Hull is in. She's been working. We always talk about how rough our sleep schedule is. It's been like 10 days straight of very
roughly,
little. Yes.
Roughly, yes. It's wonderful. We love it.
You've grown something into something huge. It takes a lot of work to put this on.
First of all, there's a big change happening for the Chris Kindle Market today.
Yeah, we're moving to
this weekend.
Yeah, we're moving to Principal Park. Actually, we've moved.
The festival itself is actually free to get into.
Yes.
But tonight, the VIP event, you can pay a few dollars and get a little early access.
Exactly. Free parking, a commemorative mug, general admission tickets are still on sale, so you can purchase those at the door. Food tickets.
A whole new meaning.
I always thought sugar plums came from like fairies, but no, they're actually a real thing. And you can find a lot of magical things that are only talked about in some of these storybooks and holiday stories at this market. It truly is unique.
It is. And actually, I'm wearing a Krampus.
If you get really cold, there is an area where you can warm up. It's not meant to be super warm, but there will be heat lamps and stuff, and a band, and all sorts of stuff.
Yes.
So where can we go to learn more information and get all of the facts that they need for coming, maybe tonight if they want to buy tickets or come for free this weekend?
So visit us at chriskindlemarketdsm.com or just Google Christmas Market Des Moines. You'll find.
And now we are joined by Rachel Junk. So, first of all, Rachel, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Give us your story.
Yeah, so I was born.
Okay, so what was the process like to start running for city council, and how did you feel like you were being received in the beginning and toward the end in that last final push?
Yeah, the first step was definitely assembling my campaign team that would help me.
Okay, so then you found out in November that it was going to a runoff. Were you surprised?
I was never surprised. It was always a possibility with 3 candidates in the race.
I think got people to the polls. What do you think made people vote for you?
I think it was the excitement for a lot of students voting for the first time in a local government election, that the candidate looked like them and will advocate for their needs in Ames as well as the rest of the community. A lot of other communities.
Okay, so at 20, your life experience is not nearly what it is, after you've graduated from college, after you've maybe bought a house or, had a full-time job and had to pay bills and all those things. So what do you bring to the table that's different? Okay, so do you ever fear not being taken seriously on the city council?
I do fear that a little bit, but I'm excited to get to work and start putting my plans and vision for the future of Ames into action, and I think that'll be taken pretty seriously.
How have you been received since winning the election? It's kind of been a whirlwind for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's been a very exciting 48 hours.
Across the country, what do you mean?
Yeah, several presidential candidates shouted me out, and a lot of different news outlets have been covering the story as well, so it was kind of cool to share the history that's being made in Iowa.
Okay, so that brings me to my next question. As a 20-year-old elected official, one would imagine that you probably have your sights set on potentially a little bit of a higher office someday. Are you thinking that long term? Chemical engineering, what does that mean? What do you want to do with your life?
I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm looking at what jobs in the field I might want to do, and climate change is definitely a passion of mine, working on making sure we can make changes so that we're friendlier to our earth and have sustainability initiatives at the local, state, federal level.
So what can be done at a local level in the city of Ames by the city council in order to improve climate change?
Yeah.
It was a tight race, and so obviously, even though you did win, a good portion of the people who live in Ames voted for the other candidate. So what's your message to them so that they can support you as well?
Yeah.
Okay, Rachel, so if somebody wants to find you, how do they do that? Are you going to hold office hours? I mean, a lot of city council members do that.
Yeah, throughout the campaign I've been trying to reach people where they're at, whether that's...
Hey, awesome. Well, Rachel, congratulations. We are really excited here at This Week in Iowa to watch you as you evolve into a politician.
Thank you so much.
And potentially a chemical engineer as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks.
We'll take this. Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Justin Scott, the State Director of American Atheists Iowa. So first of all, Justin, thank you so much for being here. And we're here to talk about atheists and non-religious people in the 2020 election. So to get started, how do you identify religiously?
Yeah, first off, thanks for having me. I proudly identify as an atheist. I don't make any qualms about it. That's who I am.
You're wearing a sweatshirt that says, "This Atheist Votes."
Absolutely.
So
I'm very proud of it.
What makes you, not an atheist, but what makes you want to share that so openly.
Absolutely.
So that was going to be my next question. It's not just atheists, though. It's atheists and non-religious people. So if you don't identify with a religion, then you're kind of in that sector, right?
Absolutely. We hear atheist, agnostic, free thinker, skeptic.
What role do atheists and non-religious people play in the upcoming election?
And I would even just say not even just the election, but in our society. They are teachers. They are lawmakers. They are your CEOs, business people, small business owners. There's atheists everywhere. In the election.
So why do you think that there is this, that people aren't talking about it? Why does that stigma exist? So let's talk about this in the context of 2020. What do non-religious people want out of a candidate? What are they looking for?
We're not looking for them to become atheists. I know there's this fear that people think, well, you just want them to try to dictate every part of our politics. It'd be nice for us to get some recognition as well.
Well, but when you see the religious right and sometimes the people on the left as well, you see people going to extremes.
Absolutely.
But that's what gets people out to the polls. That's what gets people to vote. It ignites that base.
Right.
So do non-religious and atheists vote?
Oh, absolutely.
So would you say that there are specific issues that atheists or non-religious people have in mind when they are heading to the polls? Or are you just, you know, it's all across the spectrum as well? It just is a matter of being religious or not religious?
Yeah, it's a lot of that. We're not a monolithic group, so we don't follow the same things all across the board. But the point is to represent all Iowans.
Justin Scott, thank you so much. What a fascinating conversation. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We'll take a short break, but coming up next, joining me now is Randy Miller, a soybean and corn farmer from Lacona, Iowa, also a member of the board of the Iowa Soybean Association. Randy, thank you so much for being here.
Yes,
Welcome
Sabrina.
to This Week in Iowa.
Thank you.
Okay, so Randy, what's happening? What is going on with the trade war? What are you hearing as a member of the Soybean Association, as a corn farmer as well, someone with your ear to the ground? What's going on? How do you respond when you hear the president say maybe it won't happen until after the election?
There's a lot of rhetoric in Washington. Is that a play to...
So how do you feel like you're doing with not only your soybeans but your corn, and how do you feel like you have markets for what you're growing? What are you hearing from other farmers? How are they feeling? What is the overall understanding of what the future holds?
I would say most farmers want to get a trade deal done just for some certainty with the way the last...
Worried?
Yes, I would say so. They're very worried.
How do you handle that? I mean, when you keep hearing this back and forth and getting yeses and nos and saying it's going to happen soon and then it's not going to happen until after the election, and then we still have the USMCA that hasn't been signed and it still isn't out of committee. How do you handle that? So there was a new trade deal, another trade deal in Japan that was passed by their parliament. So is that kind of the way that things are going to have to go, the direction we're going to have to go, finding different markets, new markets aside from China to kind of at least just make do for now?
Well, I think it's to make do for now, but it also is for the future.
Being away at it a little bit at a time, and then you hope that a China trade deal happens.
Yes.
And
then we can get back to normal, and hopefully they'll continue to buy.
Now, the president has said if he needs to, he will give more aid to farmers this winter. What's your reaction to that, if that's the only option?
If that's the option to stay in business, yes.
So as we head into the Iowa caucuses, we head into 2020, the general election, what is the general consensus of how President Trump is doing? I know you said that he's trying and he's working as much as he can, but I mean, to continually have tariffs, be in the middle of a trade war, I mean, that's detrimental to our state's well-being.
It's detrimental to our state's well-being, but it's also long-term, and farmers look at things from a long-term perspective to us.
Okay, and looking ahead to the election, do you know, do you feel like that's kind of the consensus that a lot of farmers have? For people sitting at home, we have about 30 seconds left, sitting at home on their couch thinking, gosh, the trade war doesn't affect me. It does. What would your message be to them?
For us to survive.
Randy Miller, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll take a short nomination for president this week as 3 candidates drop out in as many days. We heard first from Joe Sestak, a former congressman from Pennsylvania, tweeting out Sunday that he was no longer running because he didn't want to continue to ask people for resources toward his campaign when he wasn't going to win. Then Monday, Montana Governor Steve Bullock drops out. Bullock, a Democrat who's won 2 gubernatorial elections in a deep red state, and that was his claim to why he was the right Dem to take on Trump. But he cited his inability to break through the top tier of candidates in such a crowded field. Then Tuesday, Kamala Harris drops out of the race. A one-time frontrunner in the presidential race, she had recently made major cuts in campaign staff, deciding to focus on winning Iowa. But this week, she abruptly announced that she is bowing out and running out of money and dropping down in the polls. This perhaps is the most surprising development to date in the 2020 election. Cory Booker, Tulsi Gabbard, and Andrew Yang all qualified for the last debate, but those 3 have not qualified for this debate yet. So we'll continue to follow that. This was all as of our taping on Thursday. We'll take a short break, everyone, and we'll be right back. Good morning, Iowa. Welcome back on your Monday morning.
Hope you had a good weekend. Let's get right into how they'll react.
It
would be huge. And then whenever you say, well, let's wait till after, then they just go down. It's crazy how one tweet, one way or another, could really impact.
It's volatile.
Your 401k.
No kidding.
Back to one of the more exciting games for Iowa State this year. It was the Iowa State-Texas game. Texas, they came in rated, and big game. And I have a friend who works as a morning news anchor down in Austin, and the bet was simple. If Texas wins, I send a loin for Mr. Pork Chop. Would have been a pretty sweet deal for her. Sure. Yeah. Now, if the Cyclones win, anchor Allison Miller sends brisket from Black's Barbecue. Well, who would have thought a last-second field goal could taste so good?
Oh,
yeah, that was
delicious.
That was pretty good stuff. I'm sorry, there was no leftovers to bring in.
None at all.
It wasn't the whole crew didn't get to enjoy it. Yes, I realize that. Production folks are probably a little sore, but we were thinking about you.
And enjoying every last bite.
Sorry.
Welcome back on your Tuesday morning, everybody.
Let's take a look. Sabrina almost had a panic attack. 13 days to get your shopping done. And then there's other deadlines with shipping your stuff. I mean, now is the time to get your gifts. And we've got some pretty unique things here in front of us.
If you don't have to worry about paying for shipping, then we have the perfect solution for you. We are joined now by Ramona Muse-Lambert, who is the event coordinator for this brilliant crafts and wares fair, and one of the artists that you will find featured at the fair, Cody Lazier, who's a jewelry maker. Ladies, thank you so much, both of you, for joining us.
Thanks
for having us.
And thanks for, I love the looks, because this is like, is this kind of evidence of what we can expect at the fair? A lot of variety, a lot of exciting things happening.
Yeah, it's the most unique. And meanwhile, I don't want to forget to plug, like, during our event, the Mary Market is another event that a lot of our craft friends do at the hall.
Gotcha.
So you should just set your...
Beautiful idea.
Okay, so...
And I think they both have drinks.
Yes, very important
Libations.
to put. And we're going to show a close-up of this. We've got some items here that you've brought in.
Yes.
And these are handmade, correct?
Yep, handmade sterling silver jewelry. Ring making, so then I have some rings down at the bottom with real pearl, real shards.
Why is it important to shop locally and to support these local crafters?
Well, if you want to talk about money...
Okay, tell us the logistics.
Okay, so...
Thank you for bringing it back again.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Tim Bardole, who is the president of the Iowa Soybean Association. Tim, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You're a busy man. You are traveling all over the country and the world selling soybeans. So I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, well, it's somebody's got to do it, I guess. So it's my turn.
Okay, well, talk to me about the USMCA deal that is being made. What was your reaction to the news this week? Those at home who are not super familiar with the USMCA, can you talk to me about the difference between NAFTA and the USMCA and why this is so good for farmers?
Yeah, there's not huge differences from that.
To lose that market after the China market.
We can't afford to lose any market.
Okay, so you mentioned this. You kind of put a little bit of color to this. There's just been so much going wrong with ag in the past year. But when I talk to farmers, we have them on our show on a regular basis, everyone seems generally optimistic.
You have to be.
To the Iowa delegation and to all of Congress, knowing that you've remained optimistic, you've remained positive, looking forward, hoping for the best, what's your message to our congressional leaders? We'll continue to follow the movement. We really appreciate you being here. And he's going to Pakistan next month, so travel safe and yeah, Godspeed. We're going to take a short break, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Mayor Frank County, who recently won in the runoff election. Congratulations on the win.
Well, thank you very much.
So to get started, talk to me about what was going through your head the day of that election, because you had a close primary, as you mentioned, but then you really could have gone either way.
Sure, it could have. We had a...
It says to you as a mayor and what the job that you've done that you were reelected even by a thin margin.
Well, I think the message is...
With some of these people whose homes were flooded and they felt as though the city forgot about them, or other areas where, where maybe crime is increasing and they feel like the city's forgetting about them. So how do you... These are people who can't attend city meetings because at night that's when they're working.
Yeah.
So how do you reach out to them, some of those people who really feel disenfranchised?
Well, to find more ways.
So you've been mayor for 16 years.
Yep.
Now you will serve another term. So what do you think the future holds for you? For your time, we appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Denise Toy with the Animal Rescue League joins us now, and she has the cutest little kitten with her, and I am so allergic, and I feel so bad.
Is there for adoption too. She's kind of shaved. She has, she has the shavings around her arm where they put in the stuff. I know it's just the coolest little story.
Oh, I love that. I had no idea that was even possible.
I know.
Of course it is, but
they do so many things with animals. Remember when animals used to just...
They're expecting to be socialized.
Right. So the Conlins come in, they pick them up every evening, take them home, and then they bring them in every...
This weekend?
Yes. Iowa Home Consulting. Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Iowa Home Consulting is sponsoring our Adopt-a-thon this weekend, starting tomorrow through Sunday.
Name
your price. So, if you want to bless us a little bit, name your price high.
We accept blessings in the Animal Rescue League.
If you want to bless yourself, name your price low, anything goes. Yeah. So this extra eye.
So my face is going to swell up like a balloon. I'm sorry in advance. But really any home because she's so little.
Any home,
and
yeah.
Is she bonded with her brother? Or?
No.
Okay.
No. But you can adopt both of them.
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Amy Kapatich, who is here. She's the Director of Education at Blank Park Zoo. And what do you have with you today?
This is Violet, and she is...
Education program.
We
Why?
do. They're really cool to teach about because, all of you had questions about her. And
we've been asking like so many questions in the...
Yeah, so they do actually have little claws at the end of their toes.
And zoo open right now.
Yep.
Not just for going to visit, but also for any educational opportunities that schools might want.
Yep.
So where can they learn more, and what are your hours right now?
6:44.
Just FYI, the folks from Winterset knew that it was Orange County.
Yeah, we can handle some Winterset trivia here.
And now we have a way to get folks into the Christmas spirit. It is a big time event coming up for folks in your area, and you want to welcome people from all over the place.
Right. Yeah, this is a wonderful lights Christmas action.
Well, each of the retailers in the shops down on...
Talking like actors and actresses getting dressed up in costume and performing scenes in these windows.
It's live or in motion, so and really it's just how that's interpreted. So we in our
and a real big variety of shops. I know when we've gone there, we love to go antiquing and hit some shops up on the square. You've got the quilt shop.
Yep.
What is it exactly that you've got on the square?
We're the Chamber of Commerce office, and we have.
Okay, so anyone can come, and shops are open late tonight, right?
Yeah, the shops will be open until 7 o'clock tonight, and we do have a wide variety. We've got somebody who does custom jewelry.
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Whitney with Fairway, and we are talking pizza. But pizza does not necessarily always have to be unhealthy.
Right. We are making English muffin pizzas today, which I don't think is new to a lot of people, but we've made them freezer friendly.
Oh, I like
so
the sound of that.
You can make a big batch, keep them in your freezer. One extra step.
Okay.
So If you are used to making English muffin pizzas at home, feel free to use whatever toppings, excuse me, and ingredients that you like. You want to cut your English muffins in half and broil them for just a few minutes because you want to toast them just a touch before you put the toppings on.
Okay.
The flash freezing.
So without putting them in a bag or anything like that?
Correct. Just like this. You can leave them overnight too, if that's easier. And then once you've done that, then you can put them in your container of choice, and then the toppings won't all fall off. They're really stuck to their own individual pizzas.
Genius, Whitney.
Yes. And then when you want to go to eat these, cook them from frozen, 370. Yeah, they're just perfect, and they get that craving out of the way, but in a healthy way.
Wonderful. Okay, where do we find you? Where do we find your recipes and these tips to make sure that we're flash freezing properly before? Welcome back, everyone. A very talkative cat on the couch today. We are joined now by Casey Rudis here with the Animal Rescue League. Casey, who do you have here to Animal Rescue League right now for adoption-wise or anything like that?
Not adoption-wise, but we do have Hoops and House.
Dog out and, you know, experience something a little bit different instead of just... In the wintertime, it can be hard.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to go to the dog park when it's, you know.
So as concerned, do you think that she would do well with other cats?
We would always encourage a slow cat introduction. She is very playful, so I think she might benefit from having a buddy, and they even say she plays fetch. So,
plays fetch?
Yeah.
A cat who plays fetch. Nala, you are just shocking us all day long. And what about kids?
I think she would be a good temperament for kids, but she is call our helpline, and we'll talk you through on how to do a slow cat introduction or dog to cat introduction, and even kids to cat introduction.
And if you do have a dog, you always recommend at least bring the dog in, right? That scent transfer, all that jazz.
Exactly.
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Andrea Woodard, who is here with the Greater Des Moines Partnership, and we're here to talk about the partnership's 2020 state legislative agenda.
Correct.
So to get started, Andrea, talk to me about what the partnership does for all of the many chambers of commerce that you represent and why having a legislative agenda even needs to be.
Absolutely. So
what are some of the items that you are going to focus on this coming session that is creeping up on us?
We'll be here before. It's so if a startup is beginning and there are small angel investors who are willing to help support that startup, the Angel Investor Tax Credit Program gives them a certain percentage tax credit on that investment in that. And those pop up for terminal project.
Yes.
We continue to push for that project.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here now with Denise Toy with the Animal Rescue League. And if you recall last week, we had Honor, or Honoraria, if you will, a little tiny kitten who was ready to be adopted. Well,
and so the Animal Rescue League took them to Blue Pearl Emergency. It was formerly the IVRC.
Yeah.
And they were able to do a blood transfusion from the mom to the two kittens that were really struggling, and it saved their life.
Which is incredible. I mean, you know that blood transfusions work and they do wonderful things, but
for humans,
you don't think about it for kittens.
Yeah, not for kittens.
So we know that Honor's been adopted, and his mom's been adopted, but mom can't go to her forever home yet.
Right, mom can't go to her forever home. You could hear her; she was noisy the whole time, and he's just like her. So,
but fun and playful.
I told you these are part of the Conlon kittens, so they have been hand raised in a home. They drop them off every morning at the Animal Rescue League, and then time for somebody to come and get a kitten.
How wonderful is that?
They're the best.
Yeah,
it's just the best.
Now there's an adopt event coming up this weekend, isn't there? Or did that happen last weekend?
I think it was last weekend.
Sorry.
But it's okay because he wouldn't be in that because it's 6 months and older.
Okay, got it.
So, yeah. But watch out for that because we might have another one coming. You never know.
Now, real quick, before we head to break, thoughts? Federal investigators are looking into possible human experiments at a state-run facility for disabled people. Just this week, the supervisor of the facility being investigated was placed on administrative leave. The state also starting its own investigation. Kim Reynolds says her administration took quick action after getting this letter. Glenwood is one of 2 state-run facilities that serves Iowans with intellectual disabilities. It services 52 counties. Those are the ones highlighted right here on your screen. The other counties are serviced by a facility in Woodward. Now, this isn't the first time Glenwood has been investigated. In 2017, former employees were found guilty of mistreating residents. Governor Kim Reynolds says her administration is cooperating with the Department of Justice, and again, they have their own investigation as well. Well, we finally have a tentative agreement on the United States-Mexico-Canada trade agreement. Labor leaders and the White House are claiming victory. Iowa's congressional delegation have responded to the House Democrats' agreement for the USMCA. Senator Chuck Grassley making note of its importance to Iowa farmers. Lawmakers plan to hold a full vote on the deal next week and will likely be taken up in the Senate early next year. Coming up next, we hear from Payne, starting with his decision to spend his Thanksgiving in Iowa serving a meal to the homeless and door knocking in a neighborhood filled with people who are not likely to caucus. Take a listen.
I'm running because I want to have people that aren't often included in the equation in the center of our thoughts in many ways. So for me to run a campaign that's not loyal to that ideal is just problematic. So I am who I am. And a lot of people say to me, Corey, you talk about love and grace. This is not going to beat Donald Trump. And I sort of laugh and I go, actually, it's the only thing that will. You can't fight darkness with darkness.
We have some exciting news to share for Iowa and our first in the nation status. Iowa will be host to the CNN Democratic presidential debate on January 14th, less than 1 month from the Iowa caucus. That'll be held on Drake University's campus. Now, the DNC has not outlined yet the criteria to qualify for the debate. That, of course, will come later. But we'll keep you posted, and we will have extensive coverage here on This Week in Iowa. Now, don't forget, if you cannot tune in on Sunday mornings to watch our program, then you can download our podcast on Spotify or wherever you find your podcasts. Thank you so much for joining us here on This Week in Iowa, and we hope to see you.
Joining us on the couch is Kelly Riley with the Greater Des Moines Botanical Gardens. And Kelly,
save us.
Yes.
I'm about to have kids at home around the clock, and all they're going to do is play with screens and
Yes. Well, we have winter break family work
to avoid brain rot this time of year with what you have today. This is just one example.
Yeah, so we have our terrariums workshop on the 27th, and that's where you can make this gorgeous tropical terrarium filled with a tropical crop on the 28th, and so that's where you can use different plants and herbs and spices too.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, how neat. Kind of a fun little science experiment / craft.
Yeah.
And then on the yes. Sorry, I didn't bring any this morning.
This is so cool because now the next time I spill on my shirt, I can just use other spices and just color the whole thing.
How much is it to participate in the workshops?
Sure, so it's $25.
Is there anything more holiday-like than the handbells? I think not. So joining me now are Beth Ann Murphy, Julie Murphy, and Ann Lori Smith.
Beth Ann Edwards.
Oh, Beth Ann Edwards. It said it right there. Gosh, too many names. Okay, ladies, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
As soon as they walked in with these handbells, I knew that this was going to be such a festive segment. So you have a performance coming up.
We do. So we are the Des Moines Concert Handbells. This is the third year that we're going to be putting.
Why is it important to have the opportunity to come and enjoy holiday music like this and feel the joy?
Well, so like you said, it's really just not Christmas without.
How much time do you have to put into practicing? I mean, this doesn't just come naturally.
We rehearse at this time of year. It's bells, bells, bells.
Tears.
We all just do it because we love the craft. We love handbells.
Well,
that's the only reason.
We are blessed to be able to, they are trusting me with the bell. What? To hear just a quick 10-second song. So, ladies, if you wouldn't mind, please take it away.
Okay.
Good job. I did that last part. That was me. Wonderful. Oh, how fun, ladies. Tell us how we can find more information and actually. Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by another fantastic guest, Jackie Wessels, who is here. She is a comedian, and it is all about Gemini improv. So, Jackie, what does that mean?
So
Friday, that you are inviting people to come see.
Yeah. So
what makes it improv, and what parts do you plan?
Yeah. So
gentlemen in this, what kind of, because it's improv, I mean, I can't ask you can people expect, but what takeaways do you think people will have from the show?
Hopefully something new and some.
Do you anticipate this, while we don't know exactly what will be said, that it will be family friendly?
Yeah, we usually like to say PG-13, depending on how you take things. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, and then for the second show with the group of other comedians, what feel do you think they give?
So
Wonderful. So give us the logistics. When is it happening? Where is it happening? How can people buy tickets? And how much does it cost?
Perfect. It's gonna. hard to say. I
Trying to make her improv.
Really funny.
Really funny, really inappropriate, I'm sure. Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Jackie, for being here.
Thank
and again,
you.
that show is this Friday night.
On how you can make sure your kids, when they get on the winter break, and it seems like it lasts for about a year itself, where you can take them to keep them engaged and out of your hair.
Sue Woody joins us now with Des Moines Public Library. Sue, there are activities for all ages of people at the library.
That's the best thing about the library. We serve
kids engaged.
Well, winter break is the best time to come to the library. There's something going on at
I'm going to check this one out. We've got a big movie coming out this weekend. This is just one of the many different titles, different things. What about activities, though? Because it's not just, reading books. There are things that you do throughout the day that have people come in and talk sometimes.
Oh, so much going, really super fun. Or just the old-fashioned CDs. Makes your travel a lot easier.
Yeah. And you guys have e-read books as well.
We have e-read books, e-magazines even. Those are...
Joel, you've said so many different things that are happening.
So 'tis the season for joyous, festivus occasions and for complete gluttony. This is when people are eating all of the most unhealthy foods and taking in the most calories.
Luckily, Kara Swanson is in. Nutrition should always be in the forefront, even if some people like to put it in the back of their mind. But you've got some easy ideas you've put together that fit right in with what we normally associate with the holidays.
Yeah, so I got some fun ideas for entertaining. So this is just your typical cookie platter, but instead it's gluten-free.
Okay, so desserts are kind of my favorite, right? You eat more than you should. You've also got kind of the app platter here as folks are getting ready to start their meal.
So I call this the snack board. My girls love this. Sometimes we do this as a meal, like a lunch or something, and they think it's super fun.
And so what are these little things right here?
Those are, these right here, they're veggie egg rolls.
Oh, so you can
free too.
Have a little bit of there. It doesn't have to all be healthy, but you can have healthy elements.
Yep, a little bit of balance.
Now that we got some bowl games starting, by the way, it's nacho season.
That's right.
You've got some great options for some dipping as well.
Yeah, so
bada bing.
Yeah. Yep.
Tell us more about your organization. I believe it's Life Well Lived.
Yep.
Some adjustments to their lifestyle, right? Because it's not that hard.
No, it's not. It actually is really simple. It's just doing it and having the accountability and
I will say, my wife did the gluten-free thing, and she said she did feel a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot less bloating and uncomfort when you do eat a little too much of stuff that maybe, this time of year. So it's
following a shooting Christmas night in Coralville. We're starting off our show with Andrea Woodard, who is with the Greater Des Moines Partnership. We're here to discuss the legislative priorities of the partnership. Andrea, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
Okay, so to get started, tell us what the partnership is, who you're representing, because it's so many chambers of commerce who are big, small, have different priorities.
Absolutely. So the Greater Des Moines Partnership represents over 6,600 members. It actually makes us the 4th largest chamber of commerce in the country.
Oh, wow.
But
at the state capitol with
Sure. We did a series of meetings this fall that brought all of our members who were interested in participating in the process together. We put together a full policy agenda, but then we elevate a handful of priorities. So we have 5 priorities this year, not necessarily in this order, but the first one around the state. So that's 1. 2, looking at how we might build out and expand the Enhance Iowa program under the Iowa Economic Development Authority. Think about Wells Fargo Arena and how Vision Iowa helps support that infrastructure, that building, Science Center of Iowa. Our 5th one is kind of a bucket of information, more so on the talent development side.
It's a lot of words, but overall, how do you balance rural and urban?
That's a great question. I think a lot of those priorities you would see do support that urban-rural.
Okay, and now that you just said so much in so little time, so tell us how people can learn more about this and get involved in some of these priorities if they find them important to them as well. Andrea, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate your time. We'll take a short break. Up next, are joined now by Isabella Murray and Craig Robinson. Thank you both for being here. We really appreciate you taking the time. Craig Robinson with the Iowa Republican, Isabella Murray, who is with Iowa Starting Line. So we touched on this a little bit with Rick Klein, the ABC News political director, but talk to me about how you think people perceive national polls versus Iowa polls in Iowa. What do they find to be more important?
Well, I hope they find the Iowa poll more important. I mean, national polls are great.
Isabella, you talk to a lot of Democratic caucus goers. Is that what you're hearing? Is that what they care about?
Yeah, so they're focused on the polls, but I think what the polls are showing is consistent with what's happening on the ground as well. So, people are kind of reflective of the Iowa polls, I would say for sure.
So, of course, the big thing that happened this week was the impeachment in the House, and now we go into a Senate trial. What are you two hearing? Craig, I want to start with you. What are you hearing from Republicans and Democrats about how impeachment is impacting who they will vote for? Are your Republican friends still gung-ho for Trump, or?
Yeah, I don't incumbents in trouble for them. So I think Republicans kind of it's odd that we just went through an impeachment, but Republicans feel pretty good about it.
The president at his rally felt pretty good about it, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Isabella, you speak to a lot more Democrats. What's their feeling?
Yeah, so a concern of sort of national media and sometimes with Our Democracy reporter, they're concerned that Iowans, but when you're going around and asking specific caucus goers what if they're up on the impeachment, if they care about it, they are, and support of a candidate who's strong and can take on Trump.
So this might just break records of how many people are going out to support their candidates.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's partisan in nature. I mean, that's been the critique of this impeachment, that it's a partisan exit.
Okay, I had another question about the RFS, but I don't think we have time for it. So both of you, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. And as always, we will continue to have you back on as we are 43 days away from the Iowa caucus. I know, Isabella, I know that's a countdown more on your mind than it is yours, Craig. Thank you very much, you both. I appreciate it. And the rest of the Democrats running for president is his idea of universal income. Rachel Droz sat down with him on his bus tour through Iowa to ask why that's the answer instead of something like raising the minimum wage. The next debate is here in Iowa on January 14th. It'll take place at Drake University, but the list of necessary qualifications have yet to be released. Of course, we'll keep you posted, and we'll be right back. Thank you so much for joining us here on This Week in Iowa. Don't forget that if you can't watch us here on Local 5, then you can take us with you with our podcast. You can find it on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. Now, the next 2 weeks, we will be taking a winter break, so we hope you enjoy the holiday time with your family. We will see you in the new year, and enjoy everything, everyone. And again, we'll see you back in January. Welcome back, everyone. Joined now by Joseph Ginta, who is here with the Des Moines Symphony, and we are here to talk about New Year's Eve Pops, which I have been in the past, and it's always something that is so accessible to anyone, if you are a classical music lover or not. And this year, it's coming with this like incredibly fantastic show that you get to see as well, not just hear and enjoy.
Yeah, you've been.
I mean, like Cirque du Soleil type, but like think Cirque du Symphony instead.
That's right.
So we're going to see these acrobats meets ballerinas meets like flying from silks in the sky.
That's exactly right. This group is housed in Hollywood. They're part of. They fly things over our heads, and the cool thing about it is that the orchestra is upstage.
Oh, cool.
And
okay.
plays all this great familiar classical music, and then the aerial artists and jugglers and everything else do their thing out.
And you're in the room with all of the way that it vibrates from the back of the stage. It's so beautiful. It's on New Year's Eve, but it's like a reasonable time. It's from 8 to 10:30.
Yeah, right. You're home. You can get out by 10:15. You can go.
Real quick, where to get tickets?
Tickets are.
Welcome back, everyone. A very talkative cat on the couch today. We are joined now by Casey Rudis here with the Animal Rescue League. Casey, who do you have here to Animal Rescue League right now for adoption-wise or anything like that?
Not adoption-wise, but we do have Hoops and Howls.
Dog out and, experience something a little bit different instead of just... In the wintertime, it can be hard.
Yep, exactly. It's hard to go to the dog park when it's,
As well as concerned, do you think that she would do well with other cats?
We would always encourage a slow cat introduction. She is very playful, so I think she might benefit from having a buddy, and they even say she plays fetch. So,
plays fetch?
Yeah.
A cat who plays fetch. Nala, you are just shocking us all day long. And what about kids?
I think she would be a good temperament for kids, but she is call our helpline, and we'll talk you through on how to do a slow cat introduction or dog to cat introduction, and even kids to cat introduction.
And if you do have a dog, you always recommend at least bring the dog in, right? That scent transfer, all that jazz.
Exactly.
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Robin McClellan, who is here with Brenton Skating Plaza. And what a better way to celebrate the new year than to be ice skating. I mean, what a festive celebration, Robin.
Right, yeah, and we're open all
activities do you have to keep everyone excited as we ring in the new year?
from 8 to midnight. We have our glow skates.
Perfect. And then after midnight, if you want to make your way down elsewhere, then you can. But is it a family-friendly activity?
Yeah,
beat bopping around there. It still looks so festive down there, too. Now, it's not just New Year's Eve that you guys are looking ahead to. You also have another wonderful celebration, which is MLK Day.
Yeah, MLK.
Back to New Year's Eve.
Okay.
So what kind of, I mean, you said it's open really to anybody, but does somebody need to be a professional skater to be coming out to New Year's Eve at Renton Skating Park?
Yeah, absolutely not, no. So 4 to noon, New Year's Day, and then New Year's Eve.
4 in the morning?
4 p.m. I'm sorry.
Okay, got it.
4 p.m. to 9 p.m. on New Year's Day.
4 to 9. Okay,
Yeah.
Sorry, you said noon. I was like, whoa. We know that tonight is a big night of people going out and celebrating, ringing in the new year, but that does not mean that we don't need to continue to celebrate going into the weekend. So we are joined now by AJ Simmons and Alex Carter, who are here to talk about No Sleep. It's a comedy experience that is coming to Woolies in downtown Des Moines, the East Village. Both of you, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so No Sleep, does that mean that you aren't sleeping anymore?
Pretty much, especially the week of the show.
Week of the show. Okay, so what is this comedy show all about?
So we kind of set it up so it's real fast and kind of keeps the energy going, and it's a lot of fun.
So Alex, you're one of the comedians. How does that change how you present when you only have 5 minutes to make a crowd laugh and to kind of engage with them and get them involved?
It makes you want to do your
To do that, where you have multiple comedians, like that many comedians around you who are all kind of telling jokes and together this like in one event, is that fun for you?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, there's
the comedy scene like in Des Moines, AJ.
It's always growing in a.
What kind of audience are you gearing this show towards?
I would say that's what's also nice is that even the comedians we have, some are clean comedians, some are a little bit dirty. So that's what I think is great about having so many comedians is that there's a comedian for everybody.
And Alex, what do you want people to take away from your short segment that you'll be able to give?
Oh boy.
Can we get tickets? When is the show on Saturday? All that jazz.
So this Saturday.
All of our New Year's resolutions. So joining me in studio on the very first day of 2020 is Kara Swanson, who's the founder of Life Well Lived, which is a blog to help you continue to live a healthy lifestyle. You're also a certified nutritionist. So you have tips for people to implement healthy lifestyles easily, right?
Yeah, and it's the new year, and so everyone's going to be wanting to have goals and resolutions, and easy thing to do. It's more satiating, and it has 0 calories, and so it adds bulk to our food without adding any extra calories.
Okay, so where do you find fiber?
Yep, good question. So for breakfast, you can have some oats, like an oatmeal, recommended. But right here, if you just have oats for breakfast, that's 16, which is close to 20. You know, you're well on your way to the 25.
Absolutely. And then there's snack time.
Yep. So for snack, you can have an apple with some almond butter, and
these are done for the day.
Yeah. So it's an easy thing, and it's going to show. You're going to see a lot of results just adding fiber into your diet.
Okay. And for lunch, what or lunch or dinner, really?
Yep. Lunch or dinner.
2020.
Just pick up the next day or the next.
Adding more fiber, and having those measurable things, like you said. Yeah. Absolutely. So one of those ways, instead of saying maybe you want to lose more weight, say I just want to add more fiber to your diet. So tell people at home one more time, what makes fiber so good and healthy for you?
Yeah, it's satiating, it has 0 calories, and it adds bulk to your food.
I need like all the calories, but at this point in my life, that's
there you go.
Tying in a great series coming up at the Greater Des Moines Botanical Garden.
Kelly Riley joins us now. Although it is nicer than it could be, it doesn't mean that we don't need excuses and reasons to find fun things to do indoors, and so warm my bones a little bit.
That's right, and we are kicking off our 14th season up to.
Now, is this something that's family friendly?
It is very family.
You get the tropical background, which will solve any blues you have right now, weather related, even though it's been kind of nice. But also, I see that you do have some refreshments for the adults that do show up.
Yes.
What does it cost to get into this blues concert that you have every single Sunday for the next couple months?
Yeah, so it's just the cost of regular admission. It's
affordable.
Yeah, it's great.
Very cool. Thank you so much.
Different libations, if you will.
It's time to educate yourself, folks. on the scene here. And helping us do that is Tim Wilcox, and he's the general manager of the Iowa Tap Room. And if you haven't been there, it's the place where you go with the big grain silo, and it's got, I don't know how many taps you even have on.
We've got 120 taps. We always have
the tap room, and it's almost overwhelming. There's so much that you can try. The servers, so to
Yes, so talk in Goliath and just hear him talk.
Okay, logistics real quick. How much is it to attend? And
free.
Really?
It's going to be a busy night. So we've got the big pre-prohibition celebration happening as well. I mean, the tap room's kind of going to be the place to be.
That's what we're going for.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Really, really cold. So joining me on the couch this morning is Jen Fletcher with Des Moines Parks and Rec, because it's the new year and everybody has goals and, you know, resolutions that they want to accomplish. One of those is often, I want to get fit. I want to be healthier. But then you look on TV and you see these commercials for Pelotons and gyms and all these things that are so expensive. A little pricey. Yeah. But getting that ticket to fitness, ticket to wellness, if you will, doesn't have to be really expensive.
No, but we've offered
that. Why open the doors to anybody who wants to use them?
You know, our facilities serve about 85,000 people. Don't. Just go to our website, DM Park.
Hundreds of dollars a month to join these really expensive gyms in order to get healthy.
You don't. And even with yeah.
I mean, not huge. Like,
it's a huge opportunity.
It's a huge opportunity to not spend a lot of money.
Exactly.
What else is going on with Des Moines Parks and Rec? I feel like you guys have so many wonderful things going on all the time.
What isn't good?
Are going to be frigid cold starting next week, and we get to start thinking about all and planning for all the fun things to come in springtime.
Yes.
Yes. So tell us where we can find more information about the tickets.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so I love the Iowa State Fair, but I'm always looking for an excuse to get to the Iowa State Fair grounds when the State Fair is not happening. So I'm joined now by Toby Cruz, who is here with Battle at the Barn. First of all, thank you so much for being here.
Well, my pleasure indeed.
What are we talking about here?
Well, it's what we call the...
How did you decide that you were going to put Coke syrup down and race lawnmowers on it?
You know, they used to do it at Vets Auditorium years ago.
Okay.
And there was about a 15...
the barn.
Yeah, that's why we kept...
Like, talk to me. What do you get if you are participating in this? Is it just kind of for bragging rights, or is this some sort of a group that travels all around the country? I mean, what is this?
We'll have some. Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 around the country, and this is definitely the Daytona 500 for these folks.
And this is a great way to get families away from the screens for the weekend too.
I know we can.
From my perspective, if the caucus can reach an agreement with it, you know, working through the committee process, if they can reach an agreement, I'm not going to stand in the way, obviously, of that coming. But I know there's a lot of work going into it. And
what are the concerns that you're hearing from your fellow House members?
I think it's something that you're going to see from the House's perspective. We're going to continue to be open to, and I think as a caucus we should continue to have a constructive dialogue with one another and see if we can reach some consensus, and then obviously something that the governor would support as well.
Do you think that will be a renewed effort?
I think that we will, as a caucus, have a conversation about that very early on in session. I think to that specific issue that you're touching on, several members of the caucus have brought that up, and not just several. I mean, our caucus is displayed clearly in the legislature, the House and the Senate, and the governor displayed we're very pro-life. You know, we have to really start working through this process and what that would look like as we move forward, and that's something I think we're going to do early in session to see where a potential landing point may be on that.
Technologies could come up this legislative session. How do you feel about traffic cameras, first of all?
With hands-free. So I think you're going to see those conversations happening at the committee level. But again, as far as the makeup of the legislature from last year, the members are all virtually the same. So what the dynamic looks like in the committees, I don't know how much there really will be a change from last year.
Okay, so does that mean that...
Well, I think that we've seen, obviously getting a ban done. It's not a partisan, it's not necessarily a pure partisan issue going into it. It's a lot of where you come from as well, and what part of the state you're from.
Same issue, is there same way goes for work requirements for Medicaid?
Yeah, and if there's something reasonable that we can do, I know the House is very open to being a part of that conversation. But I think, it was being proposed last year, now it's been talked about, but I think as far as real traction, a lot of things around here that are somewhat significant pieces of legislation don't just happen overnight. And so while those conversations continue, continued. I know there's some other pieces that we've been working on that I actually think have some good momentum going into session 2. Well, I think what we need to continue to, I don't know what, and here's so we obviously have Future Ready Iowa, and so we're going to continue to invest the resources that it takes to be supportive of next phases, continue to support skill training, but what can we do to retain and attract new people to the state? That's kind of the next phase of it.
Before, are you up for a challenge? Well, the Des Moines Public Library has a good one for you. First off, Sue, Woody, thanks for giving our kids a place to go over the holidays,
My pleasure.
keeping them engaged. And now it's time for everybody to take a challenge.
A reading challenge. This is my first, I made my first check off, and I read a book by someone who doesn't look like me. And I've just started my other one about in Iowa, you know, something related to Iowa. So we are beautiful. E-magazine's called Flipster. We've already had one product called RB Digital, but Flipster is more of the Meredith canon. So these are books that you really want to read. Better Homes and Gardens, Entertainment Weekly, People Magazine.
So is this an app
Martha
basically that you
Stewart.
use to?
Yes, you just download the app. I did it literally, it took me maybe 3 minutes. All of the directions are right on the website. They check out for from few days. You ever try to read a magazine on the beach and it's
The
flapping all
wind,
around?
yeah.
You've got it right in front of you, larger than life.
And if you
Maybe not.
Okay, so joining us this morning is Ryder Kinzer, who is a true cowboy.
Yeah.
Try to be.
A champion performer. And the world's toughest rodeo is coming to Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, it's tonight.
When we've had rodeos come in the past, it's been, you know, the traditional bull riding and some roping. And I don't know the last time we've had, it's almost like acrobats combined with rodeo.
Yeah, I mean,
we've got some props here, and we'll move out of the way because I want Ryder to kind of show us. This was kind of scared me this morning.
I don't know how it's going to work. I might have you guys.
Okay, I'm just going to come over here. Oh my goodness, that is really impressive. Okay, so
partner, that's impressive.
Thank you. I'm scared for you. How do people come see the show? How do they get tickets?
Do you foresee that, I mean, how many different pieces of legislation have we seen on traffic camera bans?
A lot.
A lot. Do you foresee that being an issue that's...
Yeah, I voted several times to ban the traffic cameras, and there were... As long as Brad Zahn's in the legislature, we'll continue to have those bills. I'm confident of it because that's been a passion of his. But it seems like the last 3 or 4 years we've had those bills, but have not been able to find agreement between the Senate and the House on whether we should do a full ban or whether we should regulate them and really dictate where those cameras can be. Different areas of the state use them differently, and so finding agreement there has been difficult over the last 4 years.
Kind of on that transportation front as well, what about handheld devices? Do you think that an overall ban is something that will be discussed this year? Organizations that's a big push that they want to see happen this year.
Yeah, I mean there may be bills filed, but I haven't heard the push from our caucus that that's something that we need to get done this year.
Players in the state of Iowa, knowing, I mean, we're just on the heels of the trial for Christian Rivera. Do you think that work requirements for Medicaid is something that will come up again this year?
Well, one of the biggest challenges we have in the state of Iowa, if not the biggest challenge, is the workforce. We have almost 50,000 jobs open with not enough people to fill them. And our unemployment rate is 2.5%, which as a politician, it's great to brag about that. But ask anyone that's trying to hire employees right now, it's very, very difficult. And so there will be a push this session.
Access information in order to know what can and needs to be done. Your house.
That's right. Maybe you have a project or 5. Who doesn't have something that they look at in or outside of their home? They're like, you know what? It's time to update. It's time to join 2020, the new decade, new you, new home. Well, you're in luck.
Kent Waters with the Iowa Home Show and Pet Expo joins us now. Kent,
morning.
thank you so much. Good morning.
Yes.
Okay, so what is the Home Show and Pet Expo?
We have a variety of services and products.
20th year, so you must be doing something right out at the fairgrounds. What's some of the feedback you've gotten from people who have come out to that? Maybe they've come up, they have their own ideas. You know, people love the HGTV. They love seeing the new, the modern. What do you pay? What do you pay?
Yeah.
You can kind of get a chance to do that there. And it is the planning time. It's, you know, you get your budget figured out for this year, and so the timing is right. So what's it going to cost folks to head out to the
It's $7.
First responders and kids are all free.
Right, and we're having seminars with Shelf Genie and also
Shelf Genie.
Shelf Genie. We got a variety of organizers that they put in there. Yeah, it's really.
My pantry could use that.
Oh yeah,
all the rage.
Ken, I don't know why you're here. This is bad. Don't tell my husband.
Let's get into consumer matters or stay home.
Nice bottle of wine.
Yep.
All right, $5.28.
Don't have to drive.
headlines coming your way, and Taylor has a look at your forecast, so stick with us.
Welcome back, everyone. We continue to talk things that will go through the legislature this year, but this time it's something that's already passed the House, Senate, and already signed by the governor last session. It's establishing a children's mental health system in the state. But the next step is finding a source of funding that will make this system successful. So joining me now is Peggy Huppert with the National Alliance on Mental Illness, or NAMI. Peggy, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We've continued to check in with you about how the children's mental health system is going. So first of all, tell us, what is the status? What is this children's mental health system going to do?
Well, I'm serving on the Children's Behavioral Health Board. I was
to Senator Whitver, the Majority Leader in the House, and Representative Pat Grassley, the Speaker of the House, Majority Leader of the Senate, then Pat Grassley, Speaker of the House, and then I've also spoken to the governor about this. All of them have said yes, it will be a priority. But the question is how that actually takes shape. So what source of funding would you like to see? How much money is really needed to make this successful? From Senator Whitver, that he said, you know, we shouldn't be funding mental health out of property taxes. No other state does that.
Well, there are a few, but we are definitely...
Can they really sustain this?
Well, the regions can't sustain it with the system that is in place right now. They cannot. Polk County is going to be $13 million.
This next legislative session look like? What are you asking for? What do you need?
We're asking the legislature.
Well, we will have to see what happens. Peggy Huppert, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
You bet.
Short break. We'll be right back. Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us here on This Week in Iowa. I'm Sabrina Ahmed. Iowa is the only state that doesn't automatically restore voting rights for nonviolent felons who've served their time. They have to go through an application process with the governor's office. Well, 347 Iowans are currently waiting to hear back from the governor's office to see if they can participate in the Iowa caucuses next month. The governor told reporters this week that her office is processing the applications from those convicted felons as fast as it can. Now, this is an issue the governor has tried to push for. An amendment to the Iowa Constitution last session was brought up. It failed, but it will likely come up again this session. In the meantime, how do you apply to have your voting rights restored if you're... Well, from the session to the caucuses, they're just 22 days away. A recent poll has 3 Democrats tied for first in the state. The United States-Mexico-Canada trade agreement is closer to final approval. An email from Senator Chuck Grassley's office says it was voted out of Senate Committee 25-3, a bipartisan vote. In the statement, Grassley said, new leadership in the Iowa House. So what does that mean for issues that failed in the House last session? I sat down with Speaker-select Pat Grassley, and we started with the issue of some birth control being given by pharmacists, not doctors. Thank you so much for joining us here on This Week in Iowa. Don't forget that you can take us with you wherever you go with our podcast. It's available on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. See you again next Sunday. Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Anna Eaton from the Animal Rescue League, who has Nala with her. And I am not sitting far away because I don't love that Anna's here. I just, so she plays. But cats are such a wonderful addition to a home if you want something that's a little bit...
Sometimes you just can sit there for hours and next to each other for a long time.
Now, as far as what's happening at the Animal Rescue League, the gourmet apples are still available. There are dog versions and human versions.
Yep. Dog.
Love that. Now, if you haven't tried one of these apples, they are dangerous. They really are.
They are.
And they're a great way to, you know, give them to your kids' teachers and give them to coworkers around the holiday because you get them right around Valentine's Day.
Yep. You can purchase them until the 25th, and you can start picking them up on the 26th until about the 13th.
Okay. Awesome. Well, Anna, thank you very much. Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Susan Hatton, who is here with Variety the Children's Charity. And Susan, first of all, thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
It's crazy to think that we are not far away from Variety the Variety Telethon.
Exactly.
I know, but leading up to the telethon is such a fun, different experience for those who are familiar with Variety Black Tie. Some things are changing this year.
Yes, we're very excited. So those that are familiar with
who's coming and what can people expect?
Sure, absolutely. So to kick off the...
You haven't seen Girls Rock Des Moines. They're legitimate bands, all sorts of bands, but you'll of course not have all sorts. You'll just have one band.
Yes, one band. They're going to kick us off.
Fun.
Jay Byers, who is president of the Greater Des Moines, and then
how cool! Ben Chu is so talented.
He's incredible. We move then right on to the Food Bank of Iowa and their great work in featuring our local culinary talent.
Okay, and what kind of food can we expect?
So this year, Sam will be pairing the food with the wine at the final course.
Okay, wonderful. So tell us how we can get more information and tickets because...
Love it. 6:44. I haven't seen Sabrina's eyes this big since she learned she was going to have twins.
So joining us now is Doug Baker, and we are talking about 2020 Indulge. It's wine, cheese, chocolate, bourbon, rye. What do you not get here? Oh my goodness, this is my jam.
And absolutely, this is fabulous. This year we actually have two new vendors. We have Purveyor with Dory Bakery, those dark chocolate and coconut Dory Bakery.
Okay, yeah.
We have wine, obviously. Fritz here. That's going to be fabulous stuff to have. Chocolaterie Stom, love always having them. They've always been a great partner with us. And Templeton is really stepping up. They're a big feature there. They're going to be doing 4 cocktails this year.
Wow.
And we've got a
whole concept start from. And what is this event all about, other than what you've laid out here?
It actually started, and we say it's our 13th year, but we started at 22 wines to choose from, plus the bourbon, or the rye.
And I obviously am not drinking rye or wine, but I can get on board with $40 of chocolate and cheese any day.
You'll get more than your money's worth.
They put one too many of these in this container.
Yeah, go ahead and try.
I'll make sure to take care of that for you.
I'm going to do that in the break.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. Again, that's the 17th and 18th this weekend. 16th.
17th and 18th, right?
Okay,
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. Okay, all right. Some controversy now over school lunch proposals from the USDA. The Trump administration says they are making food more appealing to students while reducing food waste. But critics say it will...
Michelle Obama made a point to put in place.
Good morning, Iowa. Welcome back on your Monday morning.
All right, into Consumer Matters this morning. You drive with China today, and that was great news for pork producers. Things are starting to improve, which is great. And this weekend, we've got some opportunities for folks to learn more about the ever-evolving, always getting better and bigger pork industry.
So Drew Mogler is here. He's the Public Policy Director for the Iowa Pork Producers Association. The Pork Congress, it starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
And what is it, first of all?
Yeah, so the Iowa Pork Congress is the largest winter...
How does this apply to me? What do they need to know about the Pork Congress, about the pork industry in general, and how it's such a driver of our economy?
Absolutely, yeah. The pork industry, absolutely. And one of the other exciting things we do this week is we select our youth leadership team. And that's an opportunity for young folks in the industry to apply to be ambassadors for our industry. And they get to do some fun events throughout the year. And actually, tomorrow from about 11:15 to 1:15, they'll be in the Skywalks handing out pork coupons to folks. So if you're in the Skywalks around that time tomorrow, keep an eye out for them.
Right over the lunch hour.
You bet.
Good
They'll be
place to be.
They'll be hooking folks up with
this is great stuff, Drew. Thank you so much. An industry that has just really gotten bigger and bigger every year. So come and gone, and you got Junior, the nice scooters, and the Nintendo Switches, and you just said put it on the card, put it on the plastic, and now you get to start paying that off.
Financial professional Cameron McCarty joins us now to talk about how to be debt-free in 2020. We're always talking about, getting physically fit, but what about financially fit?
Yeah, that's a...
Yeah, you may want to find out exactly that fine print, what you're in for.
Now, one other thing that we want to make sure that we're touching on, because of course being debt-free in 2020 is great, but it's also tax season.
Yes, it is.
So what do people need to know as they are heading into the new tax season for 2019?
Absolutely. So the rates have changed. So they've raised the standard deduction a little bit, and also
we are like this close, and we don't know when your babies are going to say, you know what, I'm out of here. So we decided that we should probably do this now.
Yeah, and probably all the gifts you've received so far have been for the twins, right? So we thought we'd spoil mom a little bit here with some goodies. So there you go. We're glad we got this to you before the kids came.
Yeah. So you are set, Mama Bear. This is from your morning show team.
Yeah, the whole morning show.
The wives,
Well, thank you very much.
You've been a trooper. Okay?
You guys actually have been the troopers. Every single person who works at Channel 5, especially in the morning, has put up with a lot from me, from the ridiculous food that I eat in the morning, and morning sickness and all of that. So you guys have been.
It's been like the cruisiest pregnancy.
It really
I've ever
has,
seen. And you have twins, and it's like you've done really, really well. So.
Oh my gosh! Thank you. Thank you.
It's not easy. I know it's not easy
Thanks,
doing
Jay.
it. So.
You guys are the best.
Well, I don't know, but I can relate. So anyway, top 5 coming up next.
Kind of difficult to use if you're just a regular citizen. Well, the Iowa Judicial Branch is making it easier for Iowans to navigate. It's all part of a series of free interactive online programs that prepares court forms at no cost based on the user's answers to easy step-by-step questions. The first case type now available is for persons seeking a divorce without minor or dependent adult children. Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Kevin Hall, who is here with the Secretary of State's office. And we have a fun event to tell you about, all for a cause that it's just really important given all of the things that are happening in our state right now. The caucuses are in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Although the Secretary of State's office doesn't actually handle the caucuses, you do have to get voters registered to vote.
Absolutely.
So you guys are crazy busy.
Crazy busy.
That you get people involved is by hosting events. For example, this event that you have coming up with the Iowa Wild this weekend.
Yep.
So tell us what it is.
So
you know, you and I, this is our world that we live, is politics and talking about the caucuses and getting people active. But in reality, the number of people who actually are involved in caucuses for sure, but also voting is a rather small percentage.
Well,
do you want to be put in a good mood today? Because sometimes when this weather is so dreary, that's exactly what you need. Fear not, look no further. We are here with the Zagazig Shrine Circus, and we have Lucky, Steve Green, and
3 clowns.
3 clowns. And Lucky, first of all, thank you very much. I have twins in my belly, so he gave me 2 fragile stickers just so that everybody knows that I've got some precious cargo.
It's fragile.
Fragile.
Yes, yes.
Pardon me. Okay, gentlemen. First of all, the circus is coming to town. Tell us when and where it's coming.
The circus will be here Sunday, which is 1 and 5. Out at the Jacobson Center at the State Fairgrounds.
And it is such a fun experience to take kiddos and to bring your whole family. There are so many different things happening at all times when you are sitting in the Jacobson Center. So, Hobo Skeet, tell us what can we expect from you?
Well, I'll be...
Eats it.
Yes.
Wonderful. And Lucky, what about you?
I'm going to be doing a quick change on my hair. I've got
bringing 2 sets of aerial acts.
Awesome.
He's bringing also some camels, and we have tigers coming in this year. As a matter of fact, the tigers are at the circus now.
Oh.
At the fairgrounds
okay.
now. And, of course, if you can't have fun at the circus, I mean, what a wholesome family situation that is.
It really is. And there's the motocross with the...
We have motocross. We have the...
They do crazy things.
Chicago Boys.
The Chicago Boys, who are jump roping acrobats, are going to be here this year.
$16 at the door.
$16 at the door, exactly.
Wonderful. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Welcome back, everyone. Well, it is not very often that we are graced by the presence of Tom Woody on the Davenport.
Well, thank you.
Tom, nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you for being here. Okay, so Metro Marketing Mixer.
Yep. So
that's coming up tomorrow. What is it?
The Metro Marketing Mixer.
A lot of acronyms for people who are outside or maybe not necessarily super involved yet, that they might go, oh gosh, no, that's not for me. But this is an invitation for other people to get involved.
Right. So if you work in marketing, communications, advertising.
People to come and learn about the trade and get involved and learn how people can network among themselves.
Yeah, it's really a networking opportunity. It's hosted by those 5 clubs, and it's really a great opportunity to get out and learn more about the industry, support the industry, celebrate the industry, but also just connect. There's a lot of old connections to be made. There's a lot of new connections to be made.
And this is industry too, especially when you start adding social media in there and trying to target people who maybe are turning to the internet more than anything else.
Well, the industry has certainly changed, and I started by searching Tom Woody. I promote it a lot, but it's on any of our social media platforms with those organizations.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jen. Very
Thanks for
nice to
having
see
me.
you, Tom.
the state for wage discrimination and sex discrimination, alleging the agency pays women more than him. Tony Ernst is here to talk about the impeachment trial as well as the USMCA trade deal, which we'll get to in just a second. It's sitting on the president's desk, but let's start with the impeachment trial. Senator Ernst, what has it been like for you to be a part of this whole?
Where it's been pretty well telegraphed the way things are going to go. It's turning into a Democrats-Republicans political showdown. What does this do overall, this impeachment trial, to the polarization of our country, you think? Let's move on to the United States-Mexico-Canada big trade agreement that's now sitting in front of the president for his decision. What does it mean? And when a lot of people have been waiting, what does it mean for our farmers and our producers of biofuels, folks that have been really waiting for some movement on this?
This has...
you know, if you never participated in the process, it's different, okay? And Democrats and Republicans go through the process differently. It's kind of fun to learn more about it, and we've got a special person to kind of help us out, learn a little more about it.
So Michael Moraine is the communications manager for the State Historical Society of Iowa. Michael, first of all, you have this wonderful exhibit happening at the State Historical Museum that it teaches people about the history of the caucus. But if somebody wants to participate right now, there are things to know.
Yeah, we're going through a practice run tonight for people who have never...
And Kuchar, they couldn't come tonight to be there in person, scheduling conflicts, but they were this close to being able to commit. What's the biggest surprise people you think take away from the experience, not only just the history, but learning about the process? What are some things that they walk away from that makes you feel good about providing this?
Well, I
do it.
You know, we have like satellite centers, and it's evolved so differently. That's so cool. Is there a cost to get into this?
It's $5 unless you're among the first.
That makes us want to do Think Warm Thoughts.
Yeah.
So joining us this morning is Mark Wyatt, who's with the Iowa Bicycle Association, and no, it's not the time, unless you have one of those fat tire bikes, to be out on the roads.
There's plenty of people that like bicycling today. In fact, we have a conference today, and I know there's at least 2 people that are biking to the conference.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No,
Those
no
are
doubt about it.
diehard cyclists, and I'm very impressed by that. But for everybody, not just the diehards, not just the people who maybe are thinking about getting a new bike, it's kind of everyone in between, too.
Yeah.
You have this big one-day show this weekend.
Yeah, it's the Iowa Bike Expo. So anybody that's shopping for...
Bicycling community grown in Des Moines. And because of that, how fun has it been for you to watch this expo grow?
Yeah,
it's really possible to spend a heck of a lot of money on a bicycle.
You know, it's really possible to spend very little money on a bicycle, too. So it's really whatever your budget.
When it is, where it is, and if we need any info as far as tickets are concerned.
So Saturday...
Thank you very much, Taylor. Joining me now on the sofa is Tim Pollock, who's here with Des Moines Public Library, and we're here to talk about the Avid series. It's been going on for 20 years.
That's right. This is the 20th anniversary of the...
Pretty notable authors come to Des Moines in past years.
Absolutely. The first author that visited in 2001 was actually a free speaker series. Most of the events are at the downtown library, but sometimes we have a larger audience that requires a bigger venue.
For it.
It's paid for by the Des Moines Public Library Foundation, which is our fundraising 501c3. So they...
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Pam Anderson and Beth Day, who are here with the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. And we are talking just about some really good news, which... the number we're about to share with you isn't something that maybe sounds like a big deal, but when you look at it in number of lives saved, it's huge. Because pancreatic cancer, ladies, is one of the hardest cancers to detect and one of the deadliest. So first of all, tell me what the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network does.
If you know anybody or have been recently...
Talk to me about, historically, what the survival rate's been.
When both of us were diagnosed, I was diagnosed in 2014 and Pam was 2015.
That's all the feels, because I have had the opportunity of meeting so many pancreatic cancer survivors, people who are fighting, but also people who have lost family members to pancreatic cancer. So when you hear that 1% jump, what does that mean? How many lives is that?
Well, they say in Iowa alone, there will be over 500 people diagnosed. So 1% is better, way better. A lot of work on it, and we're so thrilled to be
done. What needs to be done? What can people sitting at home do?
That is a very good question. I think if you know
now that group of people. And we start the show this morning with Judy Downs, the Executive Director of Polk County Democrats. Judy, thank you so much for being here. I know how busy you are.
I am, but thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Okay, so tell us, what are the last-minute preparations that must happen before the Iowa caucus?
Right now, it's all about training our volunteers. I'm the only staff member in Polk County for the Polk County Democrats.
So 177 sites. What is that like logistically? Well, you're also going to places like the Knapp Center on Drake University's campus. So what is that process like to get these locations to A, agree to allow you to come in, and B, are you paying them for these spaces, or do people donate them?
So one of the things we looked at after 2016, there were a lot of complaints about the sizes.
How do you gauge how many people you can expect to come to the caucus? I mean, it's such a niche thing, and it does require an entire evening's commitment.
It does. We're looking very closely at voter registrations. We're looking closely at how many people turned out in the midterm elections and the latest municipal elections.
Okay, so that being said, where are the largest caucus locations?
The largest caucus locations have always been in Des Moines proper, in Des Moines 62. This is by that south of Grand.
Fine, very big.
We're looking at potentially over 700 for caucuses that in the past have had 200 to 300 people.
Now, there have been some big changes in the way caucuses operate this year. Once you pick your first choice, if that first choice is viable, there's no second round of picking a new candidate. So how are some of those changes going to change the way caucuses operate, of course, other than the rules being different? Okay, and so what's your message to people if they're thinking, gosh, I don't know if I've got kids, I've got a dog, I don't know if I can commit my entire evening to this.
First of all, I would say bring your kids, maybe not the dog, but bring your kids, bring a coloring book or a tablet that they can participate, that they can keep themselves busy, or put them to work helping you out and educate them about the process.
Now, I know rough estimates because we haven't seen final numbers yet, but how much is it going to cost for the Polk County Democrats to put on 177 caucus locations this year? Low end. Okay. Well, Judy Downs, good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Thank you. 1 week, 1 day. Okay. Yes. We'll take a short... Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Kelly Winfrey, who is an Iowa State University professor in journalism, but we're here to talk about how journalism and the media has played into the caucus and will play into the caucus for the next week and day.
Yes.
So Kelly, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, tell us, what are campaigns doing right now to get that final push? What's the most important thing that they should be doing or can be doing to make sure that they are being heard? So do you think that the fact that some of these senators, these 4 senators, can't be in Iowa campaigning, does that make an impact, or have people pretty much made up their mind? I mean, they've seen these candidates enough times.
You would think that most people had made up their mind, but the most recent polling still shows there are a lot of people who are uncommitted to voters.
Like the biggest names who have endorsed these candidates are coming to Iowa.
Yes.
Yes. Hands down.
Yes. Everybody's here.
So how does the media look to cover these candidates? Because, of course, we are the media, but I mean national media, as they're descending upon Iowa. Not only is it filled with campaigns and candidates, but it's filled with national and international media. What is their goal?
You know, I think for national and international media, it's trying to understand what happens in Iowa. Because
So is it more about the Iowans and more about the storylines behind Iowans picking candidates and less about the candidates themselves right now?
You know,
absolutely. So I asked Patty Judge this as well. What do you think a successful Iowa caucus looks like for a campaign?
Oh, it's rough. You know,
allow me to put the most daunting questions that exist in the world on you.
You know, I think
we have like 30 seconds left, but I'm going to ask you another really tough question. What does a contested convention look like? All right, well, we appreciate you and your insight, and good luck with everything. I know how crazy it all is.
Yes, thank you.
We'll take a short break. We'll be right back. Joining us now is Patty Judge with Focus on Rural America, who authored the poll. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for inviting me.
Well, first of all, if you could please tell us what surprised you about the poll.
As you said, Sabrina, we went in the field with this poll right after the last debate, and it was 2 people.
With Joe Biden at the top, he was also at the top when you started this poll many quarters ago.
Yes.
Did it surprise you to see him back up there?
I think one of the new voters.
What does it say about candidates like Pete Buttigieg, who barely registered on your first poll?
Right.
Now the final poll that Focus on Rural America's put on before the caucus, he is right there in the top 5. I mean, in the thick of it all.
Well, I mean, that's what Iowa is about. That's what we're for.
What do you think it takes? You've been in Iowa politics for a long time. What do you think it takes to be successful out of the Iowa caucus? Obviously, you don't have to win. But do you have to be in the top 3 to consider a success? Or when there are this many candidates, do you just need to have someone support you?
It was really funny because I just had this conversation this morning with some folks. What does it mean when you win? Is that the person that comes out of this with the most people? Because for the first time in ever, the Democratic Party is going to release those raw numbers. So the top 5 people have an opportunity to go out of Iowa, go to New Hampshire, South Carolina, Nevada, and so forth, and continue the momentum.
Does it concern you that there are these different types of numbers that will be released? Do you think that it will change the headlines and change the way that the Iowa caucus is perceived?
Well,
you and me both.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for
Thanks
your time.
so much.
We really
Great to
appreciate
have
you
you
being here. Well, welcome back, everyone. We're joined now by State Senator Zach Nunn from Bondurant, who also is a member of the Air Force. So you were deployed, and you just got home like a week ago.
Yep,
Welcome
Sabrina.
home.
Well, hey, thank you very much, and congratulations. An exciting arrival for many of us in the near future. It sounds
Thank you very much.
This is excellent.
So I said you were on the ground when the Iran missile strike happened, but allow me to rephrase. You were technically 30,000 feet above.
With the Air Force guys, exactly. The Marines and the Army are the ones who are doing the hard work at the embassy.
So, of course, there are so many things that happened that we could talk about for the technicalities, but I want to talk about what it was like to be there in the thick of it, having to respond when you didn't have any idea what could happen next.
Right, so I will say in total that I'd already been in country for 90 days forward deployed. So I think the biggest thing that we were concerned about was, one, the safety of American lives, and we were in response to missile strikes that came out of Iran, hit U.S. facilities in Iraq, and thank God no one was seriously injured in those events.
When you say larger conflict, I mean, there was potential for a war to happen.
Certainly.
There are 200 Iowans at any given moment who are there serving. I mean, our state's not that big.
And we hold true to that today. It's exciting. It's also a huge responsibility that I think our state's on the forefront of leading.
What is your message to those who are sitting at home, who maybe don't grasp the full concept of what happened, but they just know that you were there?
Well,
4 kids.
4 great kids.
1-year-old in the mix of all that.
And an amazing wife who is doing it all. But also a community that's there that says, hey, we don't get the Constitution like the active duty guys get. We're back on being civilians day number 2.
Well, thank you so much for your
Sabrina,
service,
thanks,
and thank you for sharing just a small part of your story with us.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. We'll take a short break, everyone, and we'll be right back. A quick personal note before we go. This is my final week hosting This Week in Iowa for a few months. I'll be taking some time off as we are expecting twins at just about any moment. So Jack Miller and Stephanie Engelson will be taking over for me while I'm gone. I am very thankful for both of them. They'll be tag teaming the show, and I will be back end of April, early May. We'll, of course, see how things go. So thank you so much for joining us here on This Week in Iowa. Next week's show is the day before the caucus, so it is one that you will not want to miss. We appreciate you. Don't forget that you can always listen to us on the go with our podcast. We hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you in a couple months.
Really iconic places to enjoy a nice cup of tea. One of them being Terrace Hill. You talk about 2 iconic things that just go together, tea and Terrace Hill. And that is, in fact, what we're going to be talking about now with a special event.
Yeah, that's right. So Kevin Reynolds, who is the first gentleman here of our state, joins us this morning talking about a series of lovely conversations and opportunities, not only to see the beautiful house, but also to learn some pretty neat things about what happens in our great state.
That's correct. Series this year.
I had nothing to do with it.
If you want to just go one time, otherwise it's $25 for a season pass, but all this money comes back to Terrace Hill.
That's correct.
And why is it important to continue to have these fundraisers to keep the house moving?
Well, it's an old house and it's just continuous maintenance. And we'd love for people to come out for that, and especially veterans. And I believe the cost is $20 per person, $15 for veterans, and $10 for children.
Awesome. Well, you're a busy man.
We keep
the first gentleman always busy, right? Thank you so much for coming in. And
welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Jen Fletcher with Des Moines Parks and Rec, talking about one of the sweetest things that happens in the year, the father-daughter dance.
It is. It is the most adorable sight ever. Little girls in big frilly dresses, and dads, uncles, role models, whoever they want to.
You don't have to be a father taking your daughter, just a positive relationship.
Exactly. It could be anybody who's important.
Logistics, because what age range are you looking for? Because relationships with dads and role models, those span decades.
Yeah, and we have literally, it could be somebody who can't walk or can barely walk.
It's at the Science Center.
Yes, which is a really cool thing. So it's $10 per person, and you get.
And what kind of moments have you seen happen here where the dads get to take away or role models get to take away from this event? Because sometimes, dads are like, oh, I'm kind of cool. I don't need to do that. But
we've also seen kind of the opposite.
Okay, so when is it?
It's Saturday night from 6:30 to 8:30.
Okay, and again, do you have to live in the city of Des Moines to participate?
Nope, we will take anybody's money.
Welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by Anna Eaton, who is here with the Animal Rescue League. And who do you have with you today, Anna?
I have Sally. She's a...
And that is really dangerous for her to be out on the streets because she doesn't have those front claws.
That's exactly right. Very much so. It can be very dangerous. So dogs, she just kind of looks at them, but she's high enough away from them that she doesn't have face-to-face contact yet.
Right. Now, as far as what's happening right now at the Animal Rescue League, you have a great opportunity for volunteers on Wednesday.
Yes,
If you do it this one Wednesday, you can do it forever, or
you might, if you want to do it more than once, helps us out immensely. Our volunteers are a big key for us.
Yes, absolutely. So tell us what location we will find
for a profession. This is the time of year where farmers and folks involved in ag are planning for this planting season, getting the best, the brightest, and they have a great opportunity to go inside and learn about what's the newest.
Cindy Feldman is joining us now with the Iowa-Nebraska Equipment Dealers Association, and it's the Iowa Power Farming Show, the third largest indoor farm show in the state.
That's in the country.
In the country.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, first of all, to get us started, tell us what people can expect when they walk through the doors.
Okay, so from the folks that plant and grow crops to even with the cattle and animals as well, if you're raising livestock. Folks are looking at ways to diversify their operations, maybe try something new. Hemp is just one of the options that you have here. Every year when you do this, what do you think the big response is from farmers about, is it that they learn something new, or is it they learn a better way to do something that, because farmers like routines. They like doing things the way that they've done it for years and years, and then you folks come along and say, hey, there is a better way to go about doing what you're doing for profitability and for the environment.
Yeah.
Ways to save money. They're like, okay, you got my attention. What's going on? That's excellent. It's a big, big show.
And this isn't just for people who own these big, huge conglomerate farms. This is for everyone.
It is for everyone. And
welcome back, everyone. Last month, on a federal level, a bill was signed into law, and it's called the Secure Act. So the Secure Act stands for Setting Every Community Up for Retirement Enhancement Act. That is a mouthful. So joining me now is Cameron McCarty, our financial guru, telling us, first of all, what on earth does the Secure Act do?
It is changing retirement is what it's doing. So there's a lot of things here that I want you viewers to look.
Financial decisions that a person has to make. So number one, why make these changes? And are they good or are they bad?
It can go both ways, because there's one that I think is bad, and the first one is stretch IRAs. They have eliminated that.
All of this information, what does it mean for someone sitting at home watching this going, whoa, you just said a lot of words to me.
I know.
So you are a tax and financial advisor.
Sure.
So tell us how to find you. And then also, just for people who are sitting at home, what's the number one takeaway? Should it be that they need to talk to someone? Don't try to do this on your own?
I definitely would, because
one, you don't have to be using your services.
No, they don't. It's all educational.
Okay, great. Cameron, thank you so much. As always, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
We'll take a short break and we'll have a final check of your forecast right after this. Welcome Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so we keep saying it. The caucuses are 6 days away. And we keep hearing about all these different ways to learn about the caucus process. How do you caucus? There are so many different beer caucuses happening. But those aren't necessarily family friendly.
That's right.
So joining me now is Amy Day, who's here with Living History Farms. And you have a really sweet way to learn all about the caucus process. And this is for all ages.
That's right. So we are doing caucus for cookies.
First of all, how important is it, and why is it important to get kids who clearly can't caucus right now? This isn't their year.
Exactly.
They can't caucus, but why is it important for them to understand how it all works? The Republicans and the Democrats do it very differently. So how are you guys incorporating that?
Yeah, so this will definitely be a nonpartisan event. And what we'll do is we'll walk through the process for each of those. We'll do a Republican.
Move your body around a little bit more for the Democrats.
Nice
now it's 1 to 3 on Saturday, but we understand there are kiddos. Nap time is right in the smack dab in the middle of the day, so you don't have to be there for the entire time, but you do have specific times if you want to be able to participate.
That's right. So as you said, it's 1 to 3.
Signed one of the biggest trade agreements of his presidency. It's the USMCA, replacing NAFTA. The revised agreement will expand market access for American dairy producers. It aims to support auto manufacturing in North America, and it also includes updates for digital trade and copyright rules. Iowa's senior senator, Chuck Grassley, says this is a big win for Iowans.
You know, we're always looking for our next generation of leaders, right? Our students are vital, right? Who's going to take the baton and take us into the next generation?
And do good while they're doing it. So joining us this morning is Annie Brandt, who is the Senior Vice President for Bank of America. And Bank of America is offering some young leaders an opportunity to expand on those skills.
Yes, so we have a program we started in 2000. It is an incredible opportunity. Just to give you an idea of some of the things that happened in DC, our student leaders last year got to...
What have some of these kids in the past gone on to do? I mean, do you have some examples of what they...
Yeah, so...
I mean, obviously the goal is not to stop here, it's to propel you, right?
Right. So nationwide...
It's important to have opportunities like this, and also what specifically are you looking for out of these kids when they're applying?
Right. So we are looking for the... Yes, thanks for having us today.
Topic of food, shall we? Do you have a future in some very specific areas when it comes to making delicious goods? Well, Joe DeHart from DMAC is in about a really cool place, a new location to learn about baking and pastry.
So if you know about the Iowa Culinary Institute at DMAC in Ankeny, it's so cool, and they have a bistro, they do all these incredible dinners, but the ICI is expanding to Newton. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
You are swimming in your own lane, though.
We are. We've had a culinary program.
What kind of a degree or future do you have once you take the program?
Sure. So
there are so many people who have their own little pop-up small businesses out of their kitchens. Why is it important to be properly trained?
Well, there's a difference between cooking something wonderful for 5 people in your family and cooking that same quality. So we're all going to gain weight at the Newton camp.
That's all right. Well, there's a business side of it too, right? You have to be able to know how much to order and how to run a successful business. And I imagine that's just as important as how much flour you're putting in,
That's right.
Chef
Ryan Binney has his bachelor's degree in entrepreneurship, so he's run a bakery.
Informational sessions so that people... There are 5 major changes to the Iowa caucuses this year, handed down by the DNC to make caucuses more inclusive. If you can't attend your in-person precinct location, then you can have a satellite caucus. Raw totals from the first alignment, final alignment, and state delegate equivalents will all be released. But state delegate equivalents will still be used to determine the allocation of those national delegates. For the first time, a recount can be asked for if the candidate can prove that it would impact the number of national delegates he or she would receive. To make this happen, presidential preference cards are being introduced. They'll record each person's first and, if they realign, second choice at the caucus. Allocation of national delegates is determined by the results on caucus night, not the results of the convention process. It's a lot, right? So who makes sure that all of these rules are executed correctly? Tomorrow night, we show you who runs the caucus. I'm Sabrina Ahmed, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
Because I don't want to see Taylor get irritated and walk off, so we won't talk about Groundhog Day.
Thank you.
3 days, and you will see a lot of folks spending, according to the National Retail Federation. And this is what people are going to shell out, not going to the game.
Insane.
Here's the survey, the annual Super Bowl.
What's your favorite Super Bowl food?
I go with the nachos all day and wings.
I was going to say that too. Yeah. God, I can't think of anything else right
Wings and buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah, your buffalo chicken dip.
Pretty
solid. Does that sound delicious right now?
Yeah.
All right.
So enjoy, and hopefully you budgeted for the Super Bowl.
Let's go right back out to Local 5's Rachel Droz, who is live at the scene now with Sergeant Paul Parizek. Rachel, good morning.
Transmission. So, folks, naturally, when there's something new like this, a little scared.
Joining us on the phone this morning is Nola Eigner-Davis with the Polk County Health Department. More on the coronavirus, how to stay safe here in Iowa. But first, Nola, what I want to know, too, is what do people need to, A, be looking out for to know what the symptoms are, and B, what do they do if they think they have it? That it can be transferred from one to another is even more scary. So does that increase the likelihood of someone in Iowa being able to get it? This morning, educating people here at home about the concern, or maybe necessarily not necessary for concern here in Iowa.
Just more of the comfort knowing that they're very aware of it, and it's something that the CDC is following, and everybody's preparing, you know, and a lot of times they won't even tell you what they're preparing and what they're doing, but you better know that they are, just in case something were to happen. We showed you again some things that we do for Super Bowl diets, but you know, February 1st is an important day because that's when people either give up on their resolution to stay healthy or they continue on, and that Super Bowl could be kind of a factor, right?
So joining us now is Kara Swanson with Life Well Lived. And Kara, you have some great tips on how you can still have delicious food on Super Bowl Sunday without maybe completely losing the plot.
Yeah, just healthifying. Yeah, so we have a buffalo dip here, and the traditional buffalo dip has a ton of cream cheese.
That still feels creamy even if it is dairy-free.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're not really missing out, which is kind of the point.
And the other part is the spread. I mean, part of it is just the presentation too. It looks like the same type of stuff you'd have at a Super Bowl party, and without people really knowing, I mean, you might just exactly.
They might even be fooled.
This looks like a great wing spread here.
Yes, yep. So this is some buffalo chicken,
like some of the other ranch dressings that you can get because it's a yogurt base.
Yep, and it's
now this fruit pie is my jam.
Yes. So this is fruit pizza, and it's dairy free, and then so
people are. I'm intrigued, especially with that middle plate. Where do you have a site that you direct people to that you run that you can answer questions and provide this type of stuff for people?
Yeah,
of the nation, and everybody's talking about Iowa this morning as we wait for the results of the Democratic caucus, because we still don't know any more really than before the caucus.
The Iowa Democratic Party telling the press early this morning and on a press call at like 1 o'clock that we won't have numbers until later today. Joining us this morning is Casey Nolan with the latest. Casey, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Iowa today is the results of the Iowa Democratic caucus are still not in. We don't know who won. The Iowa Democratic Party is telling the press that they are trying to get those numbers out at some point today.
And new this morning, just happened. Sabrina timed out when she was going to have her beautiful children. And I think I figured it out when you do the math.
Post-caucus.
Yeah.
Plenty of time to get ready for the Iowa State Fair.
Exactly. Perfect.
So joining us on the couch this morning is Peter County, who's the executive director of the Blue Ribbon Foundation at the State Fair. It's the best thing that we get to celebrate all year long, in my personal opinion, but sometimes we think, gosh, August is so far away.
Yeah.
And we need another way to celebrate.
You hit the nail on the head. It is the...
You're giving people an opportunity to get food on a stick this weekend.
Yeah. This is the second time we've ever...
Beans on a little bit.
Well, Chris Stapleton is going to be a big show.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he will
I think
be.
that might, we might be able to sell that one out.
Real quick about the Blue Ribbon Foundation, because you make sure that everything kind of stays on track and that nothing falls apart, which is a really big, tall task on the fairgrounds. It's been around for so long.
Yeah, I mean,
at the fair,
it's all for capital projects, infrastructure improvements,
like the grandstand and all that stuff.
New grandstand included. Bathrooms. I never knew how expensive bathrooms were. Touched it because of the generosity of Iowans.
Now here locally, we
People are really happy.
We are happy. It is National Weather Person's Day.
Yeah.
So we being you know how much we care about you, we put together a little
Wow.
gift bag, and so
This doesn't look.
I'm going to give you the game ball.
Oh my gosh! Thank you so much.
Yes.
That looks like something from John Schaefer's office.
And this is kind of the
rally towel. Okay.
Yeah, several different versions of the Blitz Game Day towel.
And the caucuses were on Monday, and we have leftover snacks.
Oh my gosh,
in the
thank you.
newsroom. So Chex Mix and Kind bars.
Wow, still looking for the weather person connection. Awesome.
Thank
you guys.
We appreciate you,
Very
Taylor.
thoughtful.
Yes.
We just want you to know that you are important to us.
And you found out at 4:55 that this was a real day. Okay.
Basically. Had we known, we would have planned ahead, but we didn't.
Okay.
So
I'll
this
get
is
you
us
guys back
telling
on
you that we
national.
still care about you.
Thank you. I'll get you back on National News Anchor Day.